end of the day मा हामी अर्को एउटा कोलम भरेर टिमलाई दिनेछौँ बोनस पोइन्ट्स भने
points, which again Charu was talking about, so very critical.
Well, the bonus points, and only top 12 teams will get the chance to play the bonus match of weekendy, but weekly bonus points are awarded for each week for weekly ranking. League bonus points are awarded for the league stage, and in the league place, we have the point structure where the first place is going to get 10 points, second is going to get 6 points, third is going to get 5 points, and it keeps on reducing, but the entire focus is towards the elimination points, because for every elimination, we get 1 point, and with the decrease in the chicken dinner placement points, well, you have to focus on the elimination points. And the pros of Stalwart Esports are doing phenomenally. Highest elimination, 100 eliminations, sitting on the second spot. But this time, it is the Bali region on the top. T2K Esports with 143 points.
За одоо гоё хоолойтой гоё каст явна заа өдөөлөө. Гамбатрынхан Монголын их мань хаахаач гэнэ. Орой минь юм бэлгээ. Нэм бэлэг орой минь дээ. Шинэхүү hello орой минь дэргээ. T2K Stalwart website C5 дээр C-лист дээр ганц орой минь дэргээ. Азийн өдөр галгарнаа л чинь яа 3 point гинэ. Мөлхөө жил 2 өдргээ за миний хоолой болоод яг юм хүчилж ярих юм бол гоё сөнгөтэй жоохон аяарх ярих юм бол байгуу сонсох байх. Бочлоо 2 өдргээ Батгэр Батмөх 2 өдргээ за манайхан лайв стрим шеэр хийгээд үзнэ. Манай байгуу ус болон тофонод мэн шеэр хийхэд нормынхаа шеэр хийгээд ороод ирнэ гэдэгт итгэлтэй 50 шеэртэй лайв стрим хэлсэн.
To their name, and this week is also
аяархан яриараа гэн харинтай аяархан ярихгүй бол бүр хөөнд цочгоор хоолоос үүсэн байгаа. Өчтөр өнжин гаагүй байсан ч өнөөлөө бүр ингэ таг болчиход тасаж ирсэн.
Absolutely, and of course today, as you mentioned, we are going to be looking at the first 5 games for sure, but after that, the weekendy map. Now, the weekendy map, of course, is going to make things very interesting, of course, because this is the second time that we are going to be.
Гой сонсогдож штэ найз гинэ. За яг штэ. Сонкол гой сонсогдох юм уу? Дуулал жоохон гой сонсогдож магадгүй. Psycho Dice ороймдөр гэрүү сайхан оруулж байна уу? Би байгаа шүү гэнэ. Окей, манай модератор ороод ирсэн.
Not going to be an easy feat for anybody to be able to overcome, but again, they delivered it in style, and of course, for that, we've got Sky, Viper, Woofers, along with Novax to thank.
Certainly, I8, well, a hat-trick was coming from their side as compared to week 1 performance. Well, I8, they are doing phenomenally much better in week number 2. The way they have taken this entire week, especially the day number 4 by a storm, 3 back-to-back chicken dinners from their side with double-digit finish points, 12, 8, 13 and 8 finish points from their side. So yes, I8 are looking so very strong.
Ороймдргээ бацагтууд ороймн дүргийа гамбайр гамбат ороймндээ их тав хаа ичсэн хаа нэгэндөө тайлбарлалт юм блэ гэж надад баярлаа бро. Ороймнд эхэлж байна ягаад хоолон гамнаад байна. Угна гэдэг хай. Хоолоо гамнаад гэж гамнахгүй байна гэж юу? Хоолоо ягаад сөөлгөч вэ гэж юу? Болол тоглож ойрлож хашгирсаар гад бүр юм амар хоолойтой болчлаа. Зэрлэг итгээд нэг автомат шиг сонсогдож байна штт базаж яриад гинэ. Амар жагалт тулгаа. Тэмүүлэн аав хайрон дэргий. Өнөөдөр Монгол залуус мань чанаад өгөх хаа. Өнөөдөр бол week 2-ын төгсгөлийн хамгийн сүүлийн 5 map нэмэлт 1 map weekend map дээр 12 баг тамирчтай тулааны харна. Ер нь бол хамгийн одоо чухал 2 дахь week-ийн сүүлийн өдрийн тоглолтод бид хүнлээ авч үзнэ. Баг тамирчтаас нэлээд бас хариуцлага шаардж байгаа юм тоглолтод болох байх. Азказ Government ягаад хоолой сууж өгнө хань болол тоглоод орилж гашгарч ингэсэргээд өчтөрөөр намайг ихтэй хүмүүс их ажиглаагүй юм уу та өчтөрөөр бүр амар суу энэс өмнөс гайгүйсэн юм өнөөдөр өглөө бүр таг байсан одоо л яг жоохон хоолны өнгө доор юм фасал ороод ирсэн байна. Мэн акара топлчдаг шүү гэдэг за мандал Батбаяр алайсан. Пэжээрээ болохгүй болонгот нь мэн акара орж ирээд тофен за beautiful цэба хаяа нэгэн дөрөмдөргийн норма хийгээд ороод ирлээ гэсэн муугнаа баярлаа. Ууцсан байсан штэ гэнэ бэмдэр заагүй. Өчигдөр айцыг чикен дээр унтцсан байна лөө. Өдөр нөхөж үзлээ ш тийм баяргүй хоёр. Окей. Волейбол хоолгороо тоглож тээ гинэ. Харин хоолгор тоглосон. Эсрэг бага Сэтгэл зүгээр явуулж чадахгүй юу? Зөвхөн сонсогдож байна шүү дээ базалтай гинэ. Толгой хай болор сайхан бори хай өрөмдргийн яруу сайхан гүрэлж байна уу? Манай байнгын үзэгч болон тофонод нормын шэрийг хийгээд орж ирж байгаа гэдэгт итгэлтэй шүү. Трентик хэл. За энэ бол өчигдрийн Викори Дэйник Дэй 4 хүртэлх хайлайтсууд бид дараад өнгөрсөн. Хоолоогоос хойдтой усаар сайн зайлаарай найз. Би магаш өдрөөс гаг болчих واخа. Тийм ээ доороосоо дараа юу хаврын тэнгэр хартай гэж мэдхүү гинэ. Тийм моги хаяа ол гэсэн маань хай хоолоо жоохон дордоо юу даа гинэ харин тийм ээ. Одоо ихтэй яхад энэ сэтгэл нь байхад хоолны сайхан муухан хамгаалах тоглолтын тайлбар хийдгэрэг хийн. 6 матчаа тоглолтыг үзэж байгаа Монгол баг таньжтай дэмждгээр дэмжнэ манайхаа гом дорч хай өрөмдөргийн би таалганд маргааш орно гинэ өө яана. Гүшн фит хай өрөмдргийн гамбатрган зэрэг хай өрөмдргийн зангад Мирамар Ирангал Мирамар Санхог Ирангал 2 Ирангал 2 Мирамар 1 Санхог мафинд бол нөхөл авч үзсний дараа топ 12 баг тамирчид нэмэлт additional map дээр weekend map дээр bonus point цуглах тоглолт хийх ёстой. Гауншин өрөмдргийн Магнаха өрөмдргийн Ишхэнбаатар өрөмөнд Мөнхбаатар мөхчүүлөө хаа өрөмдргийн өрөө сайхан гүйлж байна уу? За тэгээд нормынхын ширийг хийгээд явж байгаа үзэгчтэй энэ хүү лайвстрим YouTube хуудсан дээр Caster MUNZU channel дээр давхар явж байгаа учраас тэр хүү хуудсан дээр subscribe дараад хонхоо дэвжлээд лайвстрим хүлээн авч үзээрэй.
You need to choose a team shadow for the first game. Which team is it going to be that shall get this chicken dinner?
Тоглолт тайлбар каст таалагдах болдог дэшил гэж урамшуулж дэмжих боломж бас байгаа. Санжа хай өрөмдргийн үзүүлээд монголчуудаа гэнэ эхлээгүй байгаа юм. Эхний мэ бодоод тунгуудах болох хаа. Нэг хөрхөн нэг юм хоолой сайд гэнэ арин сайд цааш байна. Бүр гал гэнэ. Өрөөмөнд хийдгээ хийлээ бро гэсэн нагийн нарамад зангада эхний нислэг Мирамар мафийн нислэг хэлсэн. Энэ бол багмачраа хаа өрөмдргийн сэтгэл гинэ. Ишхэнбаатар айцыг гэсэн нэг тулах сайн өрөмдргийн Зангад порт прессинг урд иргээс элбаза чиглэлтэй онцны нислэг үлдэгдэж байна. Бид бүхэн хөө мафтер Vibes Bonamdi Dice Stalwart. За тэгээд NB Sport болон Maftax City Sport National талааны хүлээн авч үзнэ. Ишхэнбаатар нор байсан анаа баярлаа. Манай Монголын баг гоё шүү гэсэн мань бачгаал дэлгэн.
This time around it is going to be a different strategy perhaps from their side. Let's find out where else are they going to be jumping down.
Сталар турш агалаг асаалч.
We're going to be looking at a contestation in terms of the drop location.
Мөгийн өрөмөнд Сөхмөхөө хайрандгийн
possibility because yesterday we were witnessing so many drop collisions especially in the map of Sanok even in the map of Myanmar.
Мага хийдгээсэн байх шүү өрөөмөнд гэсэн мэд баярлалаа бро. Өнөөдөр ч гал гарна дагна гал цаашаа юм болно. Өрөөмөнд хийдгээ хийсэн баасан жуулсгүй баярлалаа бро. Өнөөдөр гал цаашаа тоглолтод явагдах болно.
Let's see because for now
өнөөдөр ажил маань амжилттай бүтээгээд ирт бууж ирлээ. Сайхан өдөр байна. Гоё чекин төгөөх Монгол багууд нь go гэнэ. Амны бэлгэс штин бэлэг гэдэг дээ. Эхний plays in a center mainstream race.
Eastern side with
Хурватхан баяр бүгд нь амжилттай агсан минь хоолны ягаа програм хоолоо сүүсэн. Тэгээд сүүсэн ч гэсэн одоо манайхан тэгээд энэ удаад зүгээр төвчээд үзээд өнгөрүүлж байгаа хоолоо сүүцэн таардахгүй бол тэгээд өөр каст мастын тайлбар мэлбэртэй лайвстрим үзэж болно шүү.
We've now yet to see and find out if at all an early first blood situation can be drawn between those teams that are still parachuting down towards their own drops, but at the same time when it comes to Los Leones we know there's a contestation
Багтамжлын 50 зооны гадна талд буусан Батук бачрал өрөмдргийн IT спортын хуваарийн дагуу унжиж байгаа ихний мap дээр санаж бэмсэн занууд ураадаг сталарт гэсэн байна. Zenby Sport.
From what I expect for today, it is going to be a slow day honestly. Brutally honest, I think every team
live stream-д game sound бол миний микрофон ямархан манайхан хэлээд өгөөд багсаж ихсэхээр байна.
In the league week itself before the grand finals begin. So 5 days of 4 matches is just not going to be
Share
enough,
badge
right?
гардгүй
Every
айлч.
single day we
Баямогийн
see them
хамгаалан
being
хайбруу
provided
оройн
with
дэргээр
4
сайн
matches
хөнгөрүүлж байна
to
уу?
be able to play in the 5 days in week number 3. But that's not enough. If you're sitting, like for example, bad intentions. If you're sitting all the way down south at 20th position
Нэмд
with
одоо асруу
24
гэсэн
points
орой минь.
in week 2 itself, and overall also things are not looking good for bad intentions because they've got
Эсвэл би
74
амар гоё
points.
шивнэж
The team
ярих
right
яг
above
ингэж
them is Elementrix
Зайц
with
спорт
133 points.
сталартай
So
дуэл
quite a
таарсан
stark difference being
гэж
created
мэд
right
ярил
there.
болж байна.
But moving away from bad intentions themselves towards a team like for example Elementrix
Тэгээ яг
or
нөгөө
Silmi Sports,
реакшн
who's sitting
гарах
on the
хэрэгтэй юм
19th
дээрээ
and
бүр
18th
гарахаас
position
өөр аргагүй
respectively right
болчтой юм
now,
аа бүр тэр
they
чинь
are
бүр
going to have to have a tough
өөрөө
week
зогцохдохгүй
ahead if they want to be part of the
тоглолт реакшн
grand
явуулдаг.
finals, and along with that of course the bonus map as
Мегмар
well.
орой
But
минь
for
дэргээ.
now, of course we are still part of the final day of week 2. There's still a lot of changes that can be anticipated from these teams and the
Соёлоо
matches
бин бахай
today
норма
itself.
хийлээ гэсэн манд
But,
баярлаа.
overall, one question that I do have for you, Shadow, is do you believe or do you think that there is a possibility for a team like 4MV or perhaps even DRS for that matter to be able to, you know, climb up all the way to the top position for now?
Тэгж ярилгын
Or
хөдлөд
rather
хэцэд
for
на
today?
хэрэггүй гинэ. Орой минь домгоо.
Okay, in the overall ranking, 4MV, well, they are already sitting at the
Буюу
top. But
одоо
this
орой минь
particular
дэргээ.
week, yes, there is a possibility because 4MV, they are only 10-point deficit from the team sitting on the top.
Bad
that is
intention,
T2K, so 10
Montenegro.
points, I think 4MV can easily recover because they have got the skills and the caliber to
Сарвал
dominate
айцын
the
үндсэн юм
lobby
гонд
and
айц
get a
спортын
winner
хувааранд
chicken
байгаа унжиж байгаа шүү.
single good game, and they can topple over the plus of T2K and sit on the top. On the other side, DRS is not
Батным
the
хай
most
про
aggressive
хийгээсээ
team in
гинэ
the
баярлаа
lobby,
Батныма.
but they
Ганц
are
зэрэг хайрын
consistent.
дэргээ.
So if they are consistent in the 4 games which they have in their hands
Love
today,
you
there is
ба.
a
Хи оройн
possibility
дэ хүлээж
that they
байлаа
can
гэсэн мань
topple over
баярлаа.
Stalwart Esports, but
Манлаа
at the
тэр
same time,
бямч
they have
орой
to
минь
rely on the fact that
нормагийн
other
дараа
teams
ирлээ
on
гэсэн
the
мань
top
замана
tend to
лайв
have
стриминг
bad
нөхөө
games.
пэйж хуудсан дээр
If
үзэж
that
байгаа
is
хүмүүс
not happening,
фоллоу
DRS
дараагүй юм бол
might
фоллоу
not
дарж
be
бидний
sitting
дэний
on the
дээрээ
top spot, but
лайв
maybe
стримээ
they
өөрсдөө
can
чандагчны
come on the
нөөц
third spot.
бололцоогоор шеэр хийгээд үзээрэй. YouTube хуудсан дээр кастер Munzu channel
That is
дээр
something
лайв
I
стрим давхар
want
явж
to
байгаа
see
учраас
from the side of Darius
YouTube
Soldiers
хуудаснаас
from
тоглолтын
MONGOL,
дундуур
but is it
нөхөж
going to be
болон ухааж
provided in
үзэх
the lobby?
боломжтой.
Because
За
again,
тэгээ
one
YouTube
thing is
хуудсан дээр
certain, as you
subscribe
perfectly
дараад хонхоо
mentioned,
идэвхжүүлээд лайв стрим хүлээн
it
авч
is an
үзээрэй.
aggressive
За
lobby.
тэгээ тоглолт
And a
тайлбар
team
каст
like
таалдах юм бол
DRS,
дэнэ
they
шийдэж
are an
урамшуулсан
aggressive
дэмжих
bunch of lads,
боломжтой
but at the same
шүү.
time, they're not always aggressive. Like
Орой
the
минь
likes of
сэтгэл санаа
Stalwart
зүг
Esports or
зүгээр үү
4MV for
дуу
that
шуу
matter.
реакшн мөн
Because this is
сэтгэл
their
санаа
play
манай
style.
зүг
STK
зүгээрээ
and
миний
4MV,
хоолоо
they
ингэ
love to play
сөөцөн
that sort of an aggressive approach so that they
хоолоо
create a
сөөц
little bit of
одоо бүр
fear in their opponents in
жаахан
the
чанга
lobby.
нөгөө
Whereas for
өнгөрөөгөө ороод
DRS,
ярих
they
гэхээр
understand the lobby and then try and go
зургцсан бит
around
шиг юм
it.
явчих гад байна. Тэгээд би
Until unless it's
амираа ярих
absolutely
юм яриад байгаа.
necessary, that's when of course they do take on fights, they do end up
Түн
converting
сэтгэл
into
санаа
chicken
манай
dinners
яах
for
вэ?
that as well.
Яахчгүй шүү дээ.
But would love to see them sitting on the top 3 position. For now they're sitting on the 6th, as you mentioned
Өнөөдөр
earlier.
баг орлох. Өнөөдөр чинь бүр финалийн өдөр бүр их орлсон.
As we are slowly moving ahead with this game, we are yet to see a
Өнөөдрийн
first
хурц
blood
сайн ороймонд
drawn, as
хоолой
I was
энтер
talking
бол
about it earlier as well.
хоорны
Teams
байждаг
have
нэ яа.
taken a snail's pace
За
approach in
одоо
this
нэг
endeavor.
кастер
So it is,
Munzu-гийн хоолой
like
бүр
my
хоорны
comments
олж
to all the
явлаа.
friends, you know, the podcast are that
За
for
хийдгээ
us.
хийлээ
So
гэсэн
apart
мань
from this,
love tube баярлаа.
ESL
376
for that
шеэр таасан
matter,
мань лайв
Shadow.
стрим.
Now ASL in week 1 they were looking pretty good,
За
right?
гэхдээ зүгээр
in
манайхан
day
тэгээд
1, day 2, they were not able to
муха
summarize as to what was
хоолойтой
going on in the
чамаагүй
lobby.
каст хийгээд
But then
ямар ч гэсэн 6
slowly
матчийн
they got the
тоглолтыг
grasp
үзэж
of it,
вик
and
2-аа бид
eventually,
өндөрлүүлэх
actually, by the
хэрэгтэй
end of week
заавалчгүй.
1,
За
they
вик
got
2 өндөрлөл
decent
гэдэг бол
performance for
тоглолтын
themselves.
75%.
But in week 2, all of that again has completely shattered away from them.
За 70% нь ерөөхдөө
Abrupt
ард
Slayers
гарчлаа
in
гэсэн
week
шүү
number
дээ.
1, they were able to perform in the map of Miramar because Miramar they always shined as compared to Wrangell and Senok because if I remember they got close to 60 points in Miramar itself from the 92 points which they were having, but this time
Цоглог
like
бүсгүй
you
намуухан бүсгүй болж
mentioned,
байгаа гинэ. Гэтэ надад
Wrangell
зөхгүй
and
бас намуухан байх
Senok
нь.
were not their strong points, but looks like the opponents have
Ахаач гэж
already
чийхэр
read their
сайн байна уу гэж
strategy
байгаа юм.
in
Би
the map
ахаач
of
гэж
Miramar,
бичсэн
the
байхаар
way
нь
they are picking the fights, they are
ята
not able to
хай
win
гэж
it.
бичиж байгаа
The
алдсан юм байна
players
гэж
are
бодсон
being
шүү
picked
дээ.
off. So
Ютубтэй
Abrupt
байгаа.
Slayers, yes, this week everything is broken about this team. On the very last day, they can try and do a comeback because right now Abrupt Slayers they are not sitting in the top 12, and if that continues, if that bad performance continues,
YouTube
in
caster
the
Munzu
remaining
channel
4
дээр
games
лайв
for
стрим
them,
явж байгаа шүү
well,
bros.
they have the bonus match, and with 57 points, high voltage with 79 points, the point difference is way too much. Abrupt Slayers really need multiple chicken dinners, if not multiple chicken dinners, consistent performance
Дархаа
with
дархан
good
сайн оройн
high
дэргээ.
flagging game.
Зүгээр дээ бро ярихгүй
So,
байсан ш тэмцээр бас
yes,
үтсээр
Abrupt
хотлоо
Slayers
бро гэнэ
have
баярлаа.
to do something,
Цэрэн
otherwise I
даршаар
don't see them in the
NM
bonus
гэж энэ
match
төгс
today.
мөр хай. Ганцх гануу хай оройн дэргээ.
Absolutely.
За Abrupt
I
Slayer
mean,
хотлоо байна дээ та.
the way that they got those points in week 1. I just opened up the Excel right here, and ASL in week 1 were able to accumulate 124 points.
Социнх бахан ирлээ гэсэн юм. За хаа. Тэгээд тэр нь маань мэгзмээ уншаад ороод ирдэг байгаа шүү хаа. Манайхын тэр нь ч бас үйлчлээд байгаа маа тий. Зоо сая хай хами гэсэн маань хай хами. DRS gaming.
Week number 1, and that's only a 3-day affair because week number 1, day 1 and 2 is
Сэnéдэл Patreon дээр DRS gaming лүтийг хийж байгаа юм байна. Харин байдаг систем YouTube-д нэг Caster MUNZU гэдэг channel байгаа да YouTube дээр. Caster MUNZU гэдэг хавьд байгаа шүү. Шав логотой channel байгаа.
We spoke about VenomDE. Another team alongside VenomDE when it comes to week number 2 standing.
Бага сайн MUNZU хоолоо явуулаа. Монголчууд минь чанаад өгөөрэй. Чанаад чан гэсэн байна. Уншнаа гэнэ тэрнэ.
Again, there are signs of hope from them. Because at times when they do end up taking those aggressive fights, they are able to mow down really big names as well. They play it like a synergistic.
За Play Center Lost-ийн артлын high ground руула Bandit центрт татсан. Graveyard би баруун хойд бүсээс дөрвөн баг дамжтай rotation тогтож орж ирнэ. Start NB, DRS Gaming, City Sport, Skylights.
All the teams forcing
Vibes-ийн official та зооны гадна бүсээс энхүү рот тогтож орж ирсэн. Play Center руу train to kill болон гэлнэд Cream тэмчид орж ирж байгаа юм байна. Баги бат хай MUNZU гэсэн маань хайрын билээ.
16 teams to share this small little zone right now.
Well, if there is not enough space, you have to create the space and you have to eliminate the teams. And that is exactly what's going to happen right now because all the cluster of teams that are rotating from the northern front. Look at that. There are the players of DRS, Talbot Esports, NV Esports, Seal, Skylights Gaming, all the aggressive teams are coming from the northern side. That means there is multiple third parties in the scenario right now. The players of D Venom, well, they have to be very cautious because they are making the rotations nearby the proximity of
Vibes Apex raw official yaтай өдөр нокаутыг өгсөн Krita Mavtax-ийн дэмжин рот ирсэн спрей өгöd тоцорч байна. За Mabin Login info-г VenomDE-дээс авсан.
And the first blood as well because the first knock has already been drawn. VenomDE
Tudi high хавга high.
Bit cautious. I think they do have a vague idea that
the
Mavtax Esports could be there. Otherwise
За VenomDE-ийн залуучууд бол Mavtax-ыг ерөнхийдөө 3 талд нь гараад ирсэн, бүсэлтийн байрлал руу ороод ирсэн байгаа. Mavtax vs VenomDE
his teammates are a bit too far away from him to provide the necessary cover
Там гарам төргийн оройн сайхан рууч гинэ. Энэ Акказыг атлас хайвуулж Pravin Force Wax спрей явуулсан. Акказ амжаад каверт орж байгаа.
High voltage having the control of the height angle and trying to pepper few bullets onto the players of NV Esports who are trying to make the rotation and are at the mercy of the blue.
Мөги ерөөмөнд эхний map өгсөн маань тийм эхний map.
Shots but sadly no knocks were converted from that. At the same time the
Хай хөөрхөн хоолой гэж айхтар цаашаа болцсон.
I did like the approach that VenomDE had because if you look at the players from VenomDE in the mini map, the green dots
зургцсан пент цаашаа болчиход шүү.
Of course, all the pressure point falls on to Kreta right now as to how exactly
энэ хоолоос үүссэн. Stellar top 5 удаж Pravin нокаутыг өгж ирэн Stellar-ийн first elimination-ийг хөө багтаа авчирсан Stellar top. За Krita Mavtax Barney үдэс нэглэж шахаад явсан.
So if Mavtax gets attacked from all three different directions simultaneously.
Гэхдээ VenomDE-ийн залуучууд нэлийн хоол зайнаас артаас рот хийгээд орж ирхийн. Яг хамартар Mavtax ороод ирсэн байна. Хоолой сүйцэн зүгээр.
Certainly, Talbot Esports, high voltage, but right now it is Krita with a grenade trying to find a knock, an opening onto the players of Mavtax Esports, but looks like Mavtax Esports, they are not in a mood to engage any sort of fight at this point. Especially when they are not in the safety net of the circle. The vehicles were ready and Mavtax Esports were there trying to
Map volley дээр wide knockout-ыг амжилттай өгсөн Daylight Ground руу Map-ийн 2 тамирчин гараад явсан байгаа. Vibe-ыг дахиад knockdown хийсэн Mavtax double knockout-тай. Vibes Refuse Bruce-лэр биш авалг нууж байгаа East Charity knockout өгсөн. Refuse биш авалг гүцэж Charity Apex гүцэж байна. Vibes Esports 2 elimination point-ийг хийж авсан.
And 4MG, well, they are dominating. Mavtax Esports, they are suffering, and VenomDE, they're hunting for
Zombie, за Кесэро шахаж орж байгаа Zombie.
Oh, they're trying their level best of course for the
DBS-ийг атцсан явж байгаа шүү дээ. Zombie Кесэтэй дүүлдэл чинь араас нь shot нэмэх хэрэгтэй.
Run away by closing the door. That's not going to be able to do much, mate, because you're all by
Yeah, Zombie Кесэтэй knockout-ыг явуулсан. Vibes Мабля рат дээрээс суугаад өгсөн Rider зөрөөд Spurgeon Maftex 2-1 бүрэлдэхүүнд хөвөлдөж байна. 2 тамирчны Vinamdidээс алдсан.
Relay's pressure point right there from Scarl was so immaculate and pristine.
Автомат чимгийн 2-4-ийн дээрээс тэр бол Bruce-лэр Sleepy-дэр нокаут гэсэн. За Bruce-лэрийн хусаад тамирчин төвлөрнө.
That is not going to be the case because Leo himself is not going to be able to give a cover fire to Baron all by himself. So Baron, it is time to start counting them seconds down, mate, because it seems like Mabitex Esports, again, another team that we can very well compare to NMDE, and it's interesting how NMDE as well as Mabitex, when this day started off, was sitting at 70 points right next to each other as we spoke about it.
За Mabitex бол мэдээж noise cancel явж байгаа, Wiley, Vinamdidээс хайгаад явж байгаа, Baron Shaken дотор. Дээрээс онцаа Bruce-лэр Sleepy за дахиад нокдаун хийж байна. Stallard Vibes-ийн дүүл явсан. Bruce-лэр тэгэл нэшнтэй 16-аар тоглолтыг дуусгаж 15 тимийн 56. Silly Sport Becca дээрээс Rules G-дэр нокаут хийсэн. Хаалаас үүссэн. Хаалаас
ASL on day number 5 of week 2 are also looking at a sad turn of events right here because they have been eliminated, the first team to get eliminated, but at the same time we again are going to be moving back to this fight where of course are slowly but surely looking forward to eliminate the possibility of Mabitex's 2-player moving away in this game and walking away with even a single point.
Well, certainly Abrupt Slayers again a
very top 5 Rift was the Minimix single table knockout явуулсан. Vibes Stallard-ийн дуэл.
East somewhere out there in the open, and now East is bleeding. Let's see if the plus of 4 MB can go for the resolution onto the fallen teammate. But we have seen Esports also having an information. Yes, DRS the cheeky one with having that flank angle.
Ryuki after softad as Baron. Ryuki chichet duusган Maftex.
Complete the revenge that he
was looking for
since a very long time, and Mabitex Esports, well, they have managed to dwindle down the numbers of NMD as well. And Leo with the grenade is looking for one more knock. Can he do so? Can he find that opening? And the answer is no, because the vehicles of NMD are going to stay.
Vinamdidээс болон Maftex-ийн хооронд үүснэ.
But not enough to take him down. Not significant damage, but Leo with a huge 45.
You're right. Илээд нокаут явуулсан. Maftex-с энэ хосоод тамирчин Baron үлдэж байна.
And with that,
Vinamdidээс 3 нэш поинттай болсон.
Baron is all by himself, all by his lonesome. A 1v3 situation for
him. MUNZU өнөөдөр cast байхгүй юм уу гинэ.
No, they don't know where exactly Baron is, and with that vehicle, he's trying to make a quick escape from the situation.
Гаалаад рчиматай өрөөм дэргийн.
Good retaliatory fire coming in from Baron from Mabitex. Of course, his team has been destroyed, but he's still surviving. He has been able to accumulate one single defeat point. Perhaps if we continues on.
Silly Sport-ийн тамирчид DRS Gaming Baron High Ground тэрийн хөөс сахад зогсоод гараад ирсэн. Killer White Delta Giant-ийн тоглолтноос үлдсэн бол Rules Zoji Silly Sport-ийн тамирчид дуусгаж авсан.
Right here between these two teams, it is going to be Silly Sport out in the open against the players of DRS from the looks of it, but from the backlines, look at SG's AJ.
Магаш өнжих хуваартай нэгт болон дөрөвдөд өнжин. Хоёрдоос Vic 3-ын тоглолт эхэлнэ.
Never mind that, seems like Sanjir is going to be the eye who's got the
Scalas no fear seal Becca knockout гэсэн top 5 is-ийг дуусгаж байна. Ноклож байна. За. Becca галцсан Silly Sport
coming in from SG, but that's not been the case because Becca has been dropped down already from the side of SG, and that in turn has put Seal in a bit of a sticky situation wherein, of course, DRS are in terms of position, DRS are the ones who are in a sandwich situation, but out in the open it is SG versus Seal. And it is definitely Scarlet's Gaming with a perfect rotation.
The Scarlet's хамал DRS-ын цаатлаас гарч иж байгаа бага. DRS Gaming үндсэндээ бол Seal болон Scarlet's-ын донд сэндэж байрлалд орж байгаа юм байна.
But where all are they going to be able to run? Again, if you look on the mini
map, ламын хоолой шиг уянгал сайхан хоолой байсан хайрын хоолой гинэ.
All of these teams, if they want to get into the zone with a safe safety net on the back.
Магаш амар хөдөр сайхан амраад очих хоолойгоо энэ тавчрах баг
jump all away from the compound as well as Scarlet's Gaming as well to get into the zone. which could very well invite both of those teams to be fighting upon Chile Esports.
Хэрвээ жоохон төвхтэй онцгүй сонсогдоод байвал өнөөдөртөө лайв стримийг явуулах болсон ч болно.
And with that weight, it seems Soulless has been able to
Си Soulless DRS дээр нокаутыг өгсөн. Killer White-ыг унгаад авсан байна. DRS геймийн зоонд орохын тулд маш их зур ротейшнийг энэ хоёр багийн дундуур хийх хэрэгтэй болж байна.
How do they get out of this sticky situation that they are in?
Хоолой будаа гэнэ.
Seems like the sandwich situation that I was calling for earlier can still be brewing for the players of the real soldiers. Scarlet's came in from one side.
Sil Rock the Scarlet's нема нокдаун өгсөн. Sil Sancher ушаа DRS ушаасан. Killer White plays and дахиад нокдаун өгсөн. Sancher DRS Ganti болон Delta надтай үзсэн. Гэтэ Sil Sport-ыг дээш нь бол гарахгүй байна. Sil дээшээ гарахаар Scarlet цэцэлсэн шотод орж ирээд байна. Sil Sancher-ны DRS Delta дээр нокаутыг олсон. Ganti 2 дээр 5 хийх хэрэгтэйсэн. Одоо л DRS-ыг Sil Sport-ын чанчмаар байна да. Maftex Single Nation-тэй 15 дахь тоглолтыг дуусгаж 14 тимийн 51 дэмждэг шиг өнө байлаа. Killer White Sancher-д бүр гүйцээсэн Sil Sport 2 дэлнэшн point орж байна. DRS game энийг ногтаагаад доотлт. За, ноко ямар ч байсан босгоод ирсэн. Хоёулаа тоглолтод оролцсон. Хайвалдаж Assassin Stellar Action дээр нокаутыг явуулсан. TRZ Raiders Scarlet Mafia Ninja гомгоод өгч байна цаадлаас.
Had a rough beginning in week number 1, but the way Chile Esports they have started picking themselves up
Хөөе хаалт
in
бүр
week
өвдсөн
number
биш
2.
үү? Тэгсэн биш үү? Кастман зүгээр хаалт өвдсөн биш үү дээ. Яан мэ манайхан гэж. За ингээд амблуусны шахаа ялсан. Стадат IC хайвалдаж нокаут гадналтай ус Assassin-ыг дахиад ганцхан шот өгөх юм урган IC-гийн spray Assassin дээр нокаут high voltage дуусаж Stal World дөрвөлнэш point-тэй high voltage тэгэл нэшнтэй 14 дээр тоглолтыг дуусгаж байна. 13 тимийн 46.
Skylets are still looking for the plus of DRS and looks like they have
Халаас үтсэн байна манайх. DRS on top C Sancher дээр нокаутыг явуулсан.
going to find Sancher. So many third parties are happening in this situation, but look at the position of Blotter of I hate Blotter. Again,
DRS Precious C Sancher-ыг дуусгаж байна Sil Sport хоёулаа. NB Sport дээр low ground дээр high ground-аас ruthless aggressive warriors гэж баг тэмэрчээд зооны захад орж ирсэн. Яэтэй утаг knockdown Mondaгийн гоё spray явцсан штэ эндээс. Чадж байгаа юм дарга ахгүй залуус. Raw official өөртөө маш ивгүй. Ground дээр байгаа. Trent-ийг Sandish DRS винам Violet knockout гэсэн Sandish Violet-ийг гүйцээж байна. Яа, Facebook шахаж ороод Zord-ыг унагцсан Zord-ыг гүйцээсэн Raw official club болон Yamada нар үлдэж байна. Винам DRS-ийн хувьд 3 элнэш моменттай 13 дээр тоглолтыг дуусгалаа 12 тимийн 41.
At the same point in time, NB Esports against the players of Raw officials right now as they try and bring in those nades. It's going to be a Kaze.
NB Sport 2 эсрэг дискод орж тий одоо л гашгсан тоглолт хийгээд Raw official-ыг чанаад авч хэрэгтэй. Trend-ийг Sandish Baron-tation C4 and knockout явуулж байна. Yamada nice against анда сууж байгаа Monda Yamada-д дөрөлт нь Yamada knockdown хийгээд авсан. Скалесын тоглогч Sil Sport-ын дэмж чанаж явж байгаа дүүртээ дуусла. За Sil Sport 3 нэшнтэй 12 дээр дуусаж байна. 11 дээр араас нь Raw official тэгэлэн шиматтай тоглолтыг дууссан NB Sport-ын тамирчид дөрөвлэн шиматтай болж авсан. 10 дээр DRS Gaming тэгэлэн тоглолтыг дуусгаж байна. 9 тим 34. Монгол баг Азийн 3 үрж 3 арга галлаа харин тимээ юм давтсан MUNZU-гийн хоолоос байсан Азийн 3 үрж 3 аргатай болсон яац өдрөө. Baron Shimi had the Trent to Sandish knockout.
On our screens though, it is going to be TRZ very close to the proximity of the players of Dead Eyes guys. For now, TRZ seems like they were part of a fight, and it could have been very well.
TRZ болон Dead Eyes guys in duel зооны хойд бүсэд.
They are going to be able to get those revivals. All 4 players are still going to be able to survive and stand together. 34 players in total remaining, and the zone is going to be definitely throwing a curveball.
Baron Shimi had the Trent-ийг Victor knockout гэсэн Jane Black энэ дөрвөлээ. TRZ Mamba Jane knockout-ыг амжилттай өгсөн. T2K Jane-ийг алдаж байна. T2K стонох хэрэгтэй. T2K одоо overall rank-ийн 1 дээр явж байгаа баг тамирчиж үү.
The process of TRZ rare.
Өөрхөн каст хийж байгаа юм шиг сонсогдоод гинэ. За яах вэ? Ганц өдөр шүү манайхан. Гэтэ би за хоолой юм чинь яшгаа шиг лайв каст хийхгүй болчих гэж бодож байсан. Гэтэ нөгөө энэ чи week 2-ын төгсгөлийн одоо яг чухал 5 матч явагдах учраас тэгээд өөр ирэхгүй ороод ирсэн ойлгоорой. Sandish Baron-тар багт явна суглаад авнаа. Verix ганц шот нэмүү Sandish суглаа. Sandish суух хэрэгтэй байсан. Mad Cat-тэй зөрөөд нок явцсан.
going to retaliate and take down Madcap from the side of TRZ. Easy safe revival should come in, but T2K only a single player in the same compound, in the very compound of the players of TRZ right now. This grenade can be very deadly and right on the face of CO. CO goes down and Sandesh all by himself. Decree with that UMP45 is already charging towards him. He knows exactly where he is. He's hiding in the compound, but first, how long? 1v2 is way too much for him to do.
Trying to kill хуруулнашнд эстер тоглолтыг нэг ийм хөө байдлаагаар дуусгасан бол 8-29 тоглож үлдсэн. Одоо юу гэж NB Vibes Stallard Vibes Apex Stallard IC дээр нокаут өгсөн Apex-ийг Dirais Slayer талаас нокдаун явуулж байна. Vibes Esport дөрөвлөж мөн Apex Revive East яа Plank-д унсан. Дэндүү задгаа явчлаа штэ. Vibes-аас дөг Griffus үлдэж байна.
Absolutely, a very crucial pick right there from Deadeyes guys as they bring down.
Тэгэл Miramar map бол хэцүү байт юм дөө энэ задгаа халзан газар дээр чинь.
As you move on ahead towards the players of
Deadeyes guys содо тэмчэнтэй үлдсэн. Дахиад онтоо бас smoke blind руу явж байна.
With that spray is going to be able to annihilate the players of 4MB. There is absolutely no way.
Бодлоо дүүч юм ихчээж тавьсан биш үү хадах хэрэгтэй шүү гэнэ. Vibes Esport-ыг дуусгаж явж шүү дээ. Deadeyes guys Vibes-аас дөг ганцаараа соолгосон. Joke Stallard action дуусгаж байна. Zanged Vibes Esport рүүлнэ шмааттай 8 дээр тоглолтыг дуусгалаа 7-23.
Going in favor of 4MB, but that is all that they're going to be able to sing on this first match right here on Miramar. And with that, it seems like Deadeyes guys now know exactly where action is, and this is going to be trouble for him. And a perfect nade lands onto his face, which will bring his health down to 30% HP.
Deadeyes талаас Stallard action руу нээд зүтгүүлсэн сая.
Of course, he wants to get
action again the sec дуусгаж байна. Zanged Stallard 6-ны шманттай 7 дээр тоглолтыг дуусгаж байна. 6-22.
Esports do get eliminated as well. 6 total teams remaining. Deadeyes guys, what a perfect comeback from their side. Survive in the momentum going in there.
NB Sport Discord-оор 5 elimination-тэй явж байна. Одоо Гендага тоглож хэрэгтэй. NB Sport босод 5 бага 6 бага байлтуулчмаар 5 бага.
Of SG's position as well.
NB Sport зоны баруун бүсэд зоны яг торгон ирмэг дээр орж ирсэн. Zone center there Skylights Gaming.
The circle shift. If it goes towards south, I8 they are going to be so happy, but no, it goes for a concentric shift and Skylights Gaming on the epicenter. But I8 they do have a bit of the height advantage onto the plus of Skylights Gaming, so that is why Skylights needs to be a bit cautious of the position of I8. On the other side, Bad Intention will this time again, like the start of the week,
Skylights complete in center. You know again. Miramar Muffin plays zone Skylights third at the show.
3 players alive. But the problem is, the challenge is how do they transition themselves inside the circle? Because on the low ground we have the plus of TRC, on the high ground we have the plus of I8. So Bad Intention out there so very promising, but still a good comeback.
There's a mamba. The battle after Lutis now that it aptly moves to starting single tap with Kaha.
But looks like I8 they have the complete control of that cliff. But TRZ, they are trying to move inside the circle. They have to be very cautious. Skylights Gaming, this can be their game. But DE from the northern side, the way they are bringing destruction in this lobby, highest elimination, 0.7 elimination with all the 4 players alive, DE are also looking so promising.
Absolutely, DE. I mean, a perfect comeback from the side of that team, but at the same time, moving away from DE's conversation to the side of Eliminate Crew right here. They can very well, of course.
NB Sport in position in car хадасан тоглолтыг хийнэ. Гэхдээ яг NB-ийн дээдлийн хайгамд Eliminate Crew-ийн гарч ирсэн.
They need to be able to, of course, increase that number, and for that, they've got Bad Intentions in sight. But Bad Intentions have a really good cover actually for them.
Eliminate Crew-с доош Bad Intention тал руугаа нээд явсан. Нээдний range гэхдээ дуутж байгаа шиг харагдаж байна.
Bad Intentions once again could be drawn out, and that could very well be the end of Bad Intentions. For now, quite a lot of damage was brought onto Alpha. At the same time, his teammates have fallen back.
Анагаа олноор сайн рибин нарлаа гэн. Бухны авларч ирсэн үү? За Шайкадер Sky Spray сая очсон knockdown. Bad Intention яг уртлаа TRZ-тэй байлтна. Эндээс дээдлээс нь high ground-аас Eliminate-ийн дарамтлаад ямар хэцүү юм бэ? Skylight AJ-н би second knockout өгч байна. Second бүр гүйцээсэн.
Enough points from this game.
NB Sport-ыг талаал тойрол байлж ямар штэ. NB Sport-ын энэ ground-ыг хаях хэрэгтэй байсан уу? Нэмад нокаутыг янзтай явсан байр интеншн 2 elimination 6-аар тоглолтыг дуусгаж 5 тийм 18. MUNZU цацсан гинэ. Яа, та нар ч яагаад юм амар. Фан юм бэ.
Still keeping a close eye onto Fistboy, but on the other side we have the players of Skyless Gaming also going down as one player is down and they are looking for the revival.
Zayn Sport-ын тамирч гянда хэрэгтэй босод багуудаа байлтуулчмаар байна.
Spots him and takes him down. There is no way that his teammates can come and rescue him. So no fear, has to be very cautious. Yes, he can be the cheeky player having an off angle onto the opponents, but still he has to be very cautious, especially.
Эхнэд кригэн байрлал хамгийн high ground ивгаа Navax дээр TRZ very excited knock өгсөн. За TRZ шууд эхнэд кригэн high ground-ыг мөргөж чагаа шийдлээ. Энэ бакасад нокаут явсан Мондог ноколцсон. Дид айслаас энэ бид руугаа байлдаад явчлаа. Яа. NB-ийн тэр түрүүнд цааш рот хийснийг тамирчин багид явсан тэр тамирчны позишн зэрлэг байсан юм биш үстэй гэж одоо харж байна. Viper за NB Sport дуусчихад 5 elimination 5 дээр 4 тийм 14. Eliminate гэх Viper ганцаар соолоо үлдсэн.
Just be able to eliminate I8 right here, but are they going to be allowed to do so? Because at the same point of time, when it is revival time, Viper is going to be busy to of course get that revival. Novax at the same time when it comes to his two other teammates, well,
Цэрэн болж хүмүүнэж явдаг нэ. Би байлаа ер нь.
But TRG, this is the moment where of course they should be able to get those revivals. But are the numbers going to be favoring them? Oh yes, they will. All 4 players from TRG are standing all tall and true, and with that they are going to be dominating I8. And on the other side of this mountain altogether itself, we've got Dead Eyes guys against the players of
TRZ чамжид шүү Вүүбүс нокаутыг өгсөн. Хажуудлаас Navax-ын дүүл яа эхнэд криг дууссан. 3 тимийн 9. Эхнэд криг юу дөрөвдүгээр байрны нэг elimination тоглолтыг дуусгаж байна. Zanged Dead Eyes guys гурлаа. TRZ бүтэн squad. Skyless доод тоглогчтой.
In their favor as right now they are moving ahead with all the angles covered.
Баярат гамбатра хоолоо сүйдсэн баа шүү. Нэгтэй гахаар манайхан тэгээд өнөөдөр халаас юм иймэрхүү хоолой каст үргэлжлээд байна.
The upper advantage in this game, but is this going to be enough?
Яах юм бэ гоё штэ турболж байгаа юм шиг таагаа.
Both simultaneously decide to bounce on upon the angles that TRZ are
holding.
That could be tough luck for TRZ to get this chicken dinner. But again, it's only time that can answer this because Dead Eyes guys, they need this game. They've got 11 defeat points and they do not want to stop, that's for sure.
And they are not going to stop at any cost because they have the circle, they have all the.
За TRC эсрэг high ground хамгаалсан тоглолт хийсэн. Баруун талын low ground-аас Scarlet AG бол нэма. AG-ийн фог авсан. За Madcats нэд явчихж байгаа. AG дээр 50 damage-тэй.
Is looking for a knock onto AJ and AJ has already received hefty damage down to 40 HP or something, and Rarex goes down through the hands of Nima. This can be an opening for
Nima Rarex-ийг knockdown хийсэн. За Nima руу Madcats-ийн spray нэд явж байгаа. Nima дээр knockout. AJ ганцаараа соолоо утсан. Skyless-ийн чи яа гэдэг юм. За дээгүүр улаан тоглож гарч ирж байгаа штэ. Гэхдээ D-Rise талаасаа чанчлаа. D-Rise-ийн чиг идчихлээ. Хоёр багийн тулаан дээр D-Rise guys-ийн орж ирээд зүгээр самраа ичлаа. Хоолнд бараг дасчихлаа да гинэ. За зүг гоё шүү прогнэ. За ингээд эхний map Miramar Mafia-ын тоглолтын дээр D-Rise guys-ийн залуучууд чиг хийлээ. Гэхдээ тэднийхээ амар тийм ширүүн тулааны хийж чиг хийдэггүй. Яг үүндээ бол Skyless болон TRC хоорондоо байлцсан үлдэл дээр нь D-Rise guys-ийн хаажсан. Overall ranking тэд 14-д орж иж байгаа юм байна. 2297 дэмжтэй. Гэхдээ юу вэ 14 elimination мод хийж явж байгаа. Чиг хийсэн юм байна. Энэ хүн after-с тэд 24 total point-ыг зөвлөсөн. Тэгтэл ranking 14-д орж иж байгаа гэдэг чинь бас нэлээд хойгоор явж ирсэн аргагүй. Бүсгүүчүүд гомдохоор цаанаа нэг хөөхөн гинэ. Ямар орой орж ирвэ гэнэ Батминд өөрөө орой орж иж байгаа юу? Zanged тоглолтын 2 дахь map бол Erangel map-ын тоглоом явна. Нэмдэрч орой өдргийн. За та бүхэн MUNZU PUBG caster page хуудсан дээр follow дорж нэгдээгүй хүмүүс их юм бол follow дорж бидэнтэй нэгдэрээ. За тэгээд live stream маань YouTube хуудаснаар caster MUNZU гэсэн channel-аар давхар явдаг учраас caster MUNZU гэсэн channel дээр subscribe дараад хонхоо идэж үзээд live stream ухаж болон нөхөж үзэх боломжтой. live stream үзэж байгаа пэйжн дээр үзэж байгаа хүмүүсийнхэн бол нормынхаа шеэрийг хийгээрээ. За чадах чинь нэгээр шеэр хийгээд live stream хүлээн авч үздэг байгаарай. Тайлбар каст таалдах юм бол donation хэлгээж урамшуулан дэмжих боломж бас байдаг шүү. Бацал зэрэглээ оройм дэргээ. Цэбо цаашаа байна бро гой гинэ. Нөгөө каструуд яасан бодлоо гинэ. Ямар каструуд юм бол аваа. Аваад сайхан сонсогдож байна. Нямка нямдаш хай. YouTube дагж байгаа шиг нэ баярлалаа лагва. Мөнхөрт нь хаяг гэсэн мань хай оройм дэргээ. Хай өнөөдөр дуусах гинэ. Өнөөдөр week 2-ын тоглолтод явагдаад дуусна. Эртлаагийн 2 тоос буюу 2 тоос, week 3-ын тоглолт гэх юм. Ер нь аль PUBG Mobile Pro League-ийн League Station-ийн тоглолтод 3-7 өнөөр үргэлжлэх хугацаатай. Нэмдэж өмнөд Facebook хакерчлаа хаа топ болсон байсан шүү дээ. Манайхан Facebook-ыг яагаад хакерлуулад байна? Two factor энэ ажиллаад Facebook-ыг хамгаалж явах бол одоо бол тэгээд яаж хакердаг болсон юм бэ л дээ. Баярхуу баяр оройм дэргээ. Магад эрдэнэ гамбар юун тэмцээн бэ гэсэн хаврын MP явж байна. Нямдар YouTube тагцсан байгаа шүү нэ баярлаа. Батошгийн кота хайрам дэргээ.
Very first game, Dada guys got a winner chicken dinner for themselves, but at the same time, Aussie after a very aggressive performance looks like maybe they can topple a few teams and be in the top 12 because TRC, well, right now
Нямка нямдар сүүлийн үед крашлаад байгаа шүү гэнэ иш чаавста намаагүй. Таймна топ болох нэ гэсэн байна. За ингээд live stream маань 520 шеэртэй явж байгаа. 143 reaction-тай 270 281 комменттэй live stream явж байгаа юм байна. Манайхан шеэрийнхаа тав жоохон явуулаад өгөөрэй. 6 матч дуусны дараа 1k шеэр хүрсэн байх хаа. Иргэлцэхгүй байна.
For that, the team of DE is looking very good.
Ирт орж ичээд хүлээгээд байж байлаа. Байхгүй болохоо чинь кайза төвшөнгөөс ирлээ гэнэ. Би чинь 7 бүр 38 37 төрүүлж орж ирсэн шүү. Би өөр хайцангуй ирт орж ирсэн шүү дээ. 3 хоног яваад нийт тоноогоор нь аврах тодорхой гэнэ тэгнэ. 10 тодорхой гэжтэй нөгөө финалийн шатанд дүрсэлдэх 16 маг тодорхой. Одоо бол 20 маг тамирчны хөлийг дэжний тоглолтод оролцож байгаа шүү. Тэгэхээр 3 хоногийн нийт оруулал ранкийн нийлбэр дүнгээр эхний 16 баг финалийн шатанд дүрсэлт хэрэгтэй болно. Ширчин бием брагч амжилт залуусаа гэсэн маань шагаа арын хаа гэсэн маань хай. Энэ мөнзөө ширэн бөмбөг хөгөөд хоолоо гоогоо болсон байдаг гэнэ. Арсан бөмбөгийн ард урдаас нь алгацаар гад ирсэн. Хоон хөө хай. Хитэн мэп болж байна гэнэ. Тоглолтын ихний мэп дөнгөж явагдаад дууссан. Одоо бид бүхэн хуваарийн дагуу Ирангл мэпийн тоглолтыг хүлээн авч үзнэ. Мөнхбаатар хайрын дэргээ.
Basically, it was a very good gameplay that was coming from the side of Deadeye guys and Scarlet's Gaming at the same time TRZ, the top 3 teams. They were annihilating everyone, especially TRZ and Deadeye guys. But it was obviously Deadeye games. But in the match summary as well, we can see on top Sir having the highest elimination and highest damage, 931.
Absolutely, and then comes in, of course, RareX from the side of TRZ with highest assist, followed along from the side of course, bad intentions, never mind, it's been gone, but looking at the match ranking, we've got 14 eliminations coming in favor of Deadeye's guys. TRZ walk away with 11 eliminations of their own, then come in Skylight Gaming at 8, followed along by NB Esports at 5, and then Stalwart Esports at 6. Well, quite a high fragging game coming in from these teams sitting in the top 6 positions right now on the first page. Even in that, what a perfect conversion by Bad Intentions, were able to accumulate 2 placement points and 2 elimination points for them. So definitely a good play from their side, but sadly, as you move on to the second page, looking at ASL, the first team that got eliminated, and then we had High Voltage as well. They were caught out on the open. That did not work out for them. Raw Officials, DRS Gaming, a sad start for day number 5 right now for these teams.
Well, certainly, even the plus of High Voltage and Raw Officials, they need the points. Yes, High Voltage at the start of the day, they were sitting at the 12th spot with 79 points, but they need the consistency. They need the good gameplays coming from their side in the remaining 3 games. Otherwise, maybe some of the teams and High Voltage won't be able to play the bonus match. Raw Officials at the same time, they were placed at the 13th spot, and with again a bad game coming from the side, things are not looking so steady for the plus of Raw Officials as well.
Яа би хинэж үдээс ч эрэгтэй хүнийг сонсож та нар яагаад тийм яар хүнчлээ юм бэ? Би одоо мөнзүү гэс нэртэй ахаараа халдсан мөнзүү нэг ихнэр болж идэг. За Stalwart ямар ч ирсэн Trend Kill-ийн дээр буюу Overall rank-ийн нэгэргүй өсөж гарч ирсэн. Гэхдээ энэ хоёр багийн хооронд ердөө нэг онны зөрүү байгаа. Vibes 4 дээр IC 5 дээр NB 10 дээр явж байна.
with only one chicken dinner, 147 points. 1 point shy is going to be T2K Esports with 146 points for themselves. And if we look at, of course, the players of Illuminate True and 4MV, well, they're looking pretty steady as well. But this is where the entirety of the draw is going to be, because 11th position Seal Esports with 88 points. 8 points shy is going to be TRZ right there with the performance that they were able to get from this game. But then comes in High Voltage, only 1 point shy of TRZ on the 13th position. So very volatile position that Seal Esports, TRZ, High Voltage, VenMDE are at. Even Raw officials for that matter, who have a chance to, by the end of the day, make it into, of course, the final game that will be played on Weekendy, the bonus game that will be played on Weekendy. But we'll have to say if
Seal 11 дээр Vunandidээс 14, Mavtex 16 байсан. Мунзүний адилхан л байна да гинэ. Пүрэв Атганбаяр Монголын эдэн баг байгаа вэ гэсэн маань Монголын 8 баг байгаа. Тэшиг талаа шиг сонсогдлоо энэсэн чинь гинэ. Яа хөөтийн за та нэг ганц зэрэг хаалаас үзэн каст гэсэн ч одоо бүр цэрэн болттой адилхан боллоо. Тэшиг талаатай адилхан боллоо.
They have pretty much secured this spot in the bonus match, because in the remaining games, even if they're getting an average of 5-6 points, they are still making it into top 12. But looking at the schedule, the first game, well, D got in their bags. Now it's time for Erangel, where Group D will be sitting out. After that, we have Miramar, then Sinnoh, then again one more Erangel, and in the end, we have top 12 teams playing in the map of Weekendy, the bonus map. And right now, like I said, Group D blotter is going to be sitting out. That means the players of high voltage, Maptex Esports, Seal Esports, and Raw Esports.
Зянгад хоёр дахь мафа хүлээн авч үзье да. Их наримжтай гэнэ. Хэшиг талын нэр игнэхтэй яг ингэ сонсогддог те. Гэтэ нөгөө юм хоолой сөнг хүмүүс чинь дуулахаар амар хоолой гардаг, нөгөө дуучид чинь хин юм сөнг хоолой байдаг юм биш. Хай дэмждэг шүү MUNZU на баярлаа. Дэмждэг баярлаа.
Even in the map of Erangel, they are showcasing good performance in the past few days. So yes, TRZ maybe
Zainayr caster hosting prediction 6-5 гэсэн харьцаатай байж байгаа. TRZ chicken eaten гэж Bamna Shokin хариулсан болвол Blotter Gaming
to get a chicken dinner in the bag, but at the same time I somehow feel it is going to be a T2K game, but I'm going to choose STE, and of course let's see if that will work out for my prediction point right there, because there was another conversation that was going on in the green room, and I think it's the Bangladesh that has already been able to accumulate 9-10 predictions, right? Yowzers, that is just bonkers with the amount of conversion that they've gotten, and hopefully today we should be there as well.
Зангад Erangel Mafia онгоцны чиглэл Sosno Military Bases Severny чиглэлтэй нисэж өнгөрөх нь байна.
For me, getting correct prediction is never an easy task, and this time, like you pointed out, T2K, I was like,
Мен дамор гэд цэрэн болчиг яваач хөө гинэ. Мен дамор гэдэг.
T2K was performing. There is a very high chance that T2K can get this particular one in
Ирчүү
their
танаар
bags, because yes, there is a race for the top
хайрлаж
spot as well
байгаарай.
in the overall ranking, where T2K is giving tough competition to the players of
Тийм
4ME and
үсцэн
Starlet
хөө.
Esports. So yes, even the players of
Хүүхэд
T2K
байхдаа
need
тараг
points,
итэл
but
аяга дандаа далаад
this
өгсөн
time
орчин
the
хүүхдүүд
flight path is
одоо
going
аяга
from the
далаа
side
гэдэг
of
мэддэг юм
military
л
base
шүү.
towards the side of Severny 4ME again to their original drop spot.
PMP
That is
хизээ дуусах
military
үлээ гэж
base
416
towards the side
дуусна.
of no reply in the terms of drop location. There is no change coming in, so things are going to be a bit stalemate for few minutes.
Playzone центринуудад ясны Полиона центртэй татаж байна. Skylight-ийн Sydney Sport-тэй твэрлээд ясны дээр бууж нэг үзье гэж байгаа юм бах та.
Absolutely, very well placed circle for the likes of Serum Esports to be able to dominate this game, because Serum loves to go towards
Айцнууд
Yasnaya.
чиг хийн
But this
амлаа
time
гэж
around,
дагтаал
do we
хавсран.
have SG choosing the same exact
Target
location
Toxin
as well?
Element.
Is there a contestation that could be anticipated over there? It seems unlikely, as SG has already dropped down. They're already in the vehicles. As on the other side, Serum are still going to be moving their way towards Yasnaya itself. But looking at T2K, ooh, I should have gone with my gut. T2K, they're looking really pristine right now for this game. But at the same point in time, we'll have to see if at all they will be allowed to get a chicken dinner for
Vibes
themselves
Sport-ын таньжтай
or
гэр орон.
not. As we move on ahead towards the southern side of the zone itself, we've got the players of 4MV, who once again, of course, no surprises there. We are going to find them on the military base. Right next to them is the vicinity of Star Wars
Ороймонд
Esports,
хийдгээ хийсээр гэсэн маань болт
where
гайртан
Noor is
баярлаа.
taken over by, of course,
Шэрийн таваа хэлцээний 611 болсон байна.
that are going to be at the military base. So perhaps a late rotation from their side could be beneficial for them. They've got almost 1600 meters to cover.
Сосно комментатор бийстер нь хамгийн гайгуултай хэсэг нь юу гэдэг шүү дээ. Үйлдвэр ажлын удирдлагын байр те. Амар хөөрхөн лүттэй шиг нэр ороод ирэх нэрэ. За тэгвэл нэг аяар нь байгаа гинэ.
Now the trouble between these two teams could very well be that once they've actually, collided against each other in week number 2 on this military base itself. So it could very well be the case that Star Wars Esports might just want to, gatekeep that bridge or the bridge camp that area from Novo, and that in turn could very well be detrimental for the players of 4MV. But we'll have to see if STE decide to do so or not. On the other side comes in a team
Brute Slayer
of ASL, Abrupt Slayers, with the likes of Chari, Gangstar, Vishal and Sleepy. They've had
Жамагрэд миндээ хоёр тоглолт өгсөн маань тийм ээ бро. Star Wars Нормагийг ороод ирлээ гэсэн маань баярлаж яваатаа.
Of course, when it comes to ASL and their performance in week 1 compared to week number 2, there's a big stark difference over there. But that does happen. I mean, week 1, the teams want to be able to, create decent amount of points and make a decent amount of lead in the overall league.
Баринтэш нуусны хот дээр.
Then in week 2, of course, there's a lot of changes.
Энэ Ирангл мафтер нэг юм мэдрэмж төрөөдөө шүү. Нэг юм гоё юм болох гэдэг юм шиг мэдрэмж төрөөдөө. Өнөөдрийн угаасаа энэ 6 map бол үнэхээр гоё. Хариуцлагатай, гал гарсан тоглолттой map болчихтой. Сая бол NB-ийн жижигхэн гиндаж агаад чиг хийдчих боломж байвал байхаар л байлаа. Ари хитрхи роо тэгээд цаашаа задаргаа баяртай гэсэн. Алтан гэр бямнаар өрөөмдөргий тамира өрөөмөнд хоолой нэлээ муутчих тэгнэ. Харин миний хоолой сүүзээ нөгөө 2 өдөр зааланд тоглоод тэгээ нөгөө болол тоглоод паса тосоо дээчи байраа гэж орилсоор гоо. Өнөөдөр өчтөр өрөө жоохон гайгүйсэн чи одоо бүр ингэж байхгүй болчлаа. Гэхдээ яг нөгөөдөг чинь каст хийдгэрийг хийн. Эрдэнэт багт мөрөмдөргий.
Every single team today is to be in the top 12 like you pointed out and play the match of weekendy, but the bonus points are definitely
зурцсан
going
пинт
to
шиг
help
юм тоглолт тайлбарлаад явж байгаа. Манайхан гэтээ гоё ойлгож байгаа хаа ихтэй байна.
They are trying with
Jersey Primarsk
performing this particular week. Yes, bad games were coming from their side, but recently the consistency that is coming in terms of the placement points every single time they were grabbing for themselves. TRZ is looking promising. And with the previous game, high fragging game, well, TRZ, they found the aggression as well from their side. On the other side, we have the players of DRS as well. The slow and steady in terms of the aggression. Slow and steady in terms of the way. Every single game, they get good points for themselves. Either they get the chicken dinner, if not chicken dinner, at least some points in the back. So DRS are the most consistent one from the lobby, and even they are also looking so very promising and can be the contender for the top spot in the overall ranking if they continue the same kind of a performance in week number 3 as well.
Let's see though if that'll be the case or not right now.
Elementrix Золондрогс нэмэрч fair pipeline гүрэн дээр инхүү ирж отог хийгээд хэлчихдэг. Вайрсхийн гүрээр гарч ирдэг. Гамбат боёндогтой хайбро.
Азийн авраг боллоо ураад үг.
3-3 Азийн авраг боллоо ураад үг гэдэг 10к дэнэшин Балжир баатараас орж ирсэн дэнэш илгээж урамшуулан дэмжиж байгаад маш их талархаж байна.
Though will this work for them, because again they are wasting time. They've got 1,000 meters to cover to get into the zone.
Элэнтрэгсийн цаг үрж дэмис сууж байна. Зоонд хэдэн 100 м, 500 м, хэдэн мянган метр явна гэж байна.
The best way to get those elimination points is definitely to just camp this area. And of course wait for a team and
Саруулал бямсан топ гэсэн мэнээр топ юм байж зүцээ явж байгаа юм байна шүү.
Hold it steady entry frag. Just keep it steady. Let the team jump on, get closer and closer, and that is when the team of Elementrix should bounce on to the opportunity to bring down the players of 4MV. But again, 4MV have been caught in this same exact situation earlier as well. So I'm sure they're going to be that much more careful as to how exactly do they approach the bridge. But for now, no shots taken. So pretty much a quiet Erangel is what we're looking at thus far.
Заны энэ хоёр англ мафтер Монгол баг тамирчид чек хийх магадaltaй баг хэн байх болоо манайхан prediction дэвшүүлцгээгээрээ Blue Zone-ы гадна тал Vibes болон TRZC Elendrix-ийн тамирчид Blue Zone-ы гадна талаас рот хийж орж ирэх хэрэгтэй болж байна. Мань хоёрын хоол адилхан болсон байх шүү бро гэнэ. Би нэр анхудаа ийм сонг хоолойтой та нарт каст тайлбар хийж хүргэж байгаа шүү. Миний анхны тохиолдол.
How long are they wanting to stay out in the Blues for?
Би нэгтэй юм. 10 жилд найралтны тэмцээн гэж 4-4-т болдог гэсэн дөрөвт тэгээд найралтны тэмцээнд бэлдсээр хагаад нөгөө манай багш өдөр болго найралтныхаа бэлтгэлийг хийсээр хагаад яг найралтны тэмцээнд ордог өдөр миний хоолой бүр ингэж дуурахчгүй бүр таг болцсон байсан. Би тэг найралтны хоорон дээр захтаа амаа хөдлөөд дуусгаж ижилээ. Яа. Тэгээд тэр үед бол би өөрийнхөө энэ хоолыг миний найралтанд миний хоолоо дутаад байгааг мэдрээд байсан.
As of now, they're still in Yasnaya. So a comfortable drop for
За place on its center shelter center place on татсан NB спортын тамирчид бол өөрсдийнхээ гэр орон дээр байгаа гэж хэлж болохоор Надлаас нэлээд crew за шоронлын амнаас rotation хийж очиж байгаа шиг байна. IT спортын байдан ташинд Розакийн баруун зүгээс рот хийж орж ирж байгаа. Яа, Elendrix ажил Vibes-ийн хийлж дуусаагүй байтал гараа л өнгөрч ин хардаа. Elendrix-ийн авто бүр үдтэй олчжээ. Гэхдээ нэг тамирчин сугалж авч чадаагүй.
Yet 2+ from the side of 4MV are yet to cross the bridge. This can be a sideways situation for the players of Elendrix. And the mature decision
Vibes dog Apex гүрэн дээр үлдсэн frag дээр knockout явуучих юм бол тэгэл нааш зэгцлэл яваад ирнэ.
On the side of 4MV, even if they manage to eliminate the position the players of 4MV are in right now, definitely Elendrix can also suffer heavy casualty in this situation.
Манайх YouTube хідүүлээ үзэж байгаа юм бол манай YouTube үзэгчид
either of these teams.
За Range үдээлийн high ground-д цанхруу гарцсан Refus хадны оролт ороод ирсэн.
Trouble definitely brewing right here. Refuse on the back
Сталч
angle
гидсэн
for
KFC
Elendrix.
цаагдаад байх юм аа
He's going
гинэ.
to be able to, of course, get away from this area. But can he provide that cover to his teammates? That's going to be the critical thing.
Vibes
for
жоохон эвгүүл
Refuse right now on
орж
the side
ирэх
of
хэрэгтэй
4MV.
болоод
As we
байна.
can see, both these teams have got out in the Blues. So Elendrix choosing to stick out them right here is something I pointed out earlier as well. They
Хэдэн
were 1,000
минут
meters away.
хэддэг зооны Blue
But that in turn
Zone-д
has just resulted in
суух
them
бай.
turning it into a stalemate situation right here. Where 4MV are taking a lot of damage as well as the players of Elendrix as well. So the conversion for both of these teams, again, I mean, for 4MV, they're still looking okay. But for Elendrix, this is a do-and-die situation. They need to be a part of a fight where they can conclusively convert it into points. And this situation right here does not mean that there is going to be a conclusive point for them, as they've already got one of the knocks thanks to the play zone coming in, as Incus goes down from Elendrix. So for 4MV, again, this is a 2-man split coming from 4MV. Two of the players were able to get away from the bridge, and two of them are stuck at the bridge. Right now, they need to make a very important
Ядаргаатай юм
decision.
дээ гүүрээр нь гарахгүйгээ тэгвэл Apex Dog-оор цаашаа буцчиход
Or
байна
just
шиг.
make a run for it, and that's why we do
Мэлтагийнхаа
see
гүүрээр
Apex
гарчаач.
getting into his buggy, and he seems to be making an
За
entry into
Apex
the zone with
машинтай
his vehicle.
чичрээд
He's
гараад
going to
ирсэн.
be running across
Ног
the
өгсөн
position
байгаа штэ.
for the
East
side
хүнийг
of
дуусгаад
course
авна.
Elendrix, and Elendrix
Буруу
themselves
хүмүүсээ
are
оцсон
not gonna be
Elendrix
able to
яа
do
Range
because
Dog
they are
нагтаа
getting
нэгсэн.
sprayed on upon.
Энэ
Doc
залуугийн
takes a
бууд
perfect advantageous position right here as he brings down
Range
RNG,
энтер
and of
бол
course we
үнэндээ бас
saw
амтагдахгүй
Apex
хаа
had already
амтагдахгүй
gotten into the
Elendrix-ийн
vehicle,
Vibes
so all
амтагдахгүй байх
of
шүү.
the attention from Elendrix's players had already moved on to Apex and his vehicle, but that in turn has resulted with the opening that Doc and his teammates needed to bring down the players of Elendrix. And just
Хоолой
like
сүйцэн байна бро.
that,
За
this is
Frag-ийг
brutal
зодоод наачлах яах
annihilation
вэ?
for the players of
Vibes
Elendrix
Sport
as
Elendrix
one
сая
by
тамирчид
one they've
дууссан.
been
Та нар ч нэг
eliminated.
гүүрэн дээр отоо
They're left
хийгээд
to
та нар ч нэг Vibes-ийн
ponder as to
гунждаг
what
ховоо
could they
ертөнцөөс
have
шүү
done
хаа.
right there. Just a one-man
Revenge-ийг
squad
дуусгаад
left for the
авсан.
side of Elendrix, whereas on the other side for 4MV, they've just opened up the bridge. There was a toll gate waiting for them. That's just completely been shattered. And now
Буруу
all
газар
four of them,
буруу
without taking
цагт
a single
Elendrix-ийн
knock, are
хотоо
going to be
хийсэн
able to
байдаг юм
move
аа.
away from this fight
NB
and
Sport
take
Shelter-ийн
initial,
тосон дээр
initiation as
position
well as
хийсэн.
points
За
for
цаатлын яг
themselves.
энэ хотгор дотор did ice guys
Wowzers, again,
ягаан
this
дээр
is-
мэдээж
this
баг
is
тамирчид
not
ороод
what we
ирсэн
wanna
баг
see
хэвээр.
from Elendrix. And again, they need to realize that sooner than later that it seems like the bonus map for them is lost to the cause right now, because this is the second game of the day, and
X-Stone,
for
hello.
Elendrix, when it comes to
За
the
гэтээ
play
plays
that was
on
needed from
баруун
them,
талын
they've
high
got
ground.
three games remaining,
Ягны
but
баруун талын high
isn't
ground руу
enough.
татж байгаа юм байна.
The points are
IT Sport
so far
School-аас
away
орж ирж
from
байгаа.
them to jump into top 12. Never mind that though, because right now we've got a late rotating team of
DRS game-ийн зоонтойгоо уралдаад Blue Zone-тойгоо уралдаад тойрсоор гал орж ирдэг байгаа шүү. Vibes-ийн уртаа School-ийн бордлогоо дээр Leo Sport-тай ч мөгөл тэний уртаа болсон. Leo Apex Rotation Leo-гийн хажуугаар яваад ингэж байна. TRZ Verix School-ийн бордлогоо Leo Sport-ийн position болсон байна.
As they do have the higher ground right here. But this mountain, it's not going to be easy to, of course, utilize on for MV because this is.
За Vibes-ийн уртлаа ground-аас өсөж гарч ирж байгаа инфог бол Leo Sport-лаас авсан. Гэхдээ Vibes ихтэйхэн тойрж байгаа зоргоо орчин. Энэ high ground-ыг заавал хил гараад даваад ах шаардлага байхгүй.
Taking place right next to them, where the flares of 4MV have been able to run across. But
Verix info авсан хайтами
stuck around on that same mountain as they take on shots against the players of TRZ as well at the edge, as the southern edge, well, southwestern edge of the zone itself. It seems like both these teams are going to be locking horns, but none of them have been able to bring down a knock as of yet. TRZ's Rare X was brought down. A little bit of damage was provided to him, but right now it's going to be DRS 8 rules.
DRS gaming rules has
been able to take on shots.
DRS араа мэлтэ хотоос гарч иж байгаа. Тэдний rotation бүр яснаа бүр ингээд зоон захаад явчихж байгаа. Гэхдээ DRS-ийн уртал Skylight-ийн яснаас дөнгөж гарч ирсэн баг. За knockout-ыг өгсөн уртлын single position дээр байшин дээр хоёр талж нь явж байгаа. Mafia-ийн цаадсан цахаас AJ Killer White таньшсараа дуусах DRS game ихний хэлнэш White-ийг авсан байдаг юм.
Well, certainly Skylar's gaming, the numbers are not in their favor. DRS
Түрүүнхдээ Blood gaming эртээ юу cast man хэлчихсэн шүү дээ. Элемтриксийн энэ гүүрэн дээр ингэж цаг үрээд байна. Зоргоо хүртэл маш хол явна шүү дээ энэ гэдээсэн. За Serum Desert Trend гэсэн яг тэр knockout өгсөн.
Poking the players of Skylar's gaming, and somewhere else on the map the players of T2K are also getting knocked down, so T2K also needs
DRS gaming.
Yes, they drop towards the
Зоны захад орсон. Яаж хэвтгөө гэж. За MB Sport Monda second net cruise хийсэн. Monda-гийн Molotov Skyler knockout гэсэн. Яа, Seki-г унагчлаа. Акказа шахаж ирж байгаа Monda. Баруун талаас Fistboy Акказа шахаж ирсэн. Нүдэн дээр нэрсэн Fistboy цаашаа кафт ороороо бро Fistboy гоожсон Whoopies drop shot хийчлээ. Яа, Акказа хажуутлаас Элемтрикс тэгэл нэшнтэй 16-аар тоглолтыг дуусгаж 15 тимийн 56. Skyder knockout-ыг Акаса амжилттай өгсөн. Акаса гэхдээ хаажуу талаас нь дуусгаж байна. Stalwart-ийн яа энд гоё юм болцсон штэ. Элнэт кредер Stalwart шахаж орж ирсэн. Амьсгаа аваад дөнгөж та дуусаагүй хүнээж босож ирж байгаа чадаагүй байгаа тоглогч тэр Stalwart-ийн гоё мөргөж орж ирсэн байдаг. IC улаацсан. Гэхдээ action шахаад явсан. Хашааны буутанда тэр хүнээ барай сууж ин брос. Яа, Wolf-ийг тофт болсон Stalwart хоёр талын point орж байгаа. Галыг асаадаг оршуу залгасаа. Хашааны болонд Navax башингийн болонд мохроор кит дарж байгаа тоглогч дуусаж. Вау. Stalwart гурван pointтай. Интернет crew дөрвөн point 14 дээр тоглолтыг дуусгаж байна. NB Sport-ыг дуусгасан тоглолтынхаа ач хавьяаг үзэж чадсангүй тэд.
Only 4 points to them from this game, as well as STE get their numbers slowly but surely improving this time around, as they've got all 4 players survive and they've got 0
airdrop. За дөрөвдүгээр airdrop нь AW-ийн 3 сеттэй болсон. За сая бол монголчууд үнэхээр гоё нэг мэдэрсэн юм шиг орж ирлээ штэ.
Bad intentions have been able to spray on the players of ASL in a tough luck situation where we can see they tried to get into the zone from the eastern side, but the team in pink of ASL
үнэхээр nice тоглолт явцсан. Сая бол
the brutal truth, which is that things
Лэ болон TRC-гийн дээр School-ийн бодлогоос Rod-тэй завхтаж орж иж байгаа. Энэ хоёр баг эндээс учраа олхон тодорхойлсон.
From the east, from the west, we've got 4MV jumping in as well. So these two Mongolian teams going to be jumping in from both individual directions, west and east, for now. As we've got
энэ англ дээр монголчууд нэг юм дуулахаа заяа тарч чимээгүй харцгаанаа манайхаа харж шүү. Их олон 5 юм ярьж байгаа бас цагаал мэдчихэд байгаа юм шиг. Бачнан Балчка суугаагүй гэсэн маань тэмүүчин. Mad Cater Mrs Smoke knockout-ыг өгсөн. Smoke-ыг зөрүүлээд артлаас нь knockdown хийж байна. Stalwart хинтээ очиж бас тарцсан бэ.
As well as a revival right
Topping spray April тэр gangster knockout явсан. Top gangster дуусаж April тэр 3-ны бүлгийн үлдэж байна.
trying to push on
Яа
ahead.
Дегри машинаас сунхлууллаа. Дегри спрей өгч чад наахтаас нь спрей өгөөд нокдаун хийгээд тасан. За хаажуугаар нь
What are you doing, mates? One by one.
Did I sometimes see them double knocked on TRC Verix улаан татаж Ман бажуудлын модноос наашаа модотоо нэд явцсан. Явцсан нэд штэ. Нүрсэд сэтэм кьюб гонгод шан. Verix гүзэлгээ спорт тавал нэшн байна. TRZ тэгэл нэшнтэй 13 дээр тоглолтыг дуусгаж байна. 12-37.
TRZ getting any more points from this game. 12 total teams remaining in the kill feed. We also did see
Yes game with the trend to kill учраас харсан гой хоёр баг байлж байгаа юм биш үү guys гүй. Дөрөвцөө чи машинд суугаад цаашаа наалах нь үү? Виг соёг хоёр одоо чамчин штэ. Trend to kill болыг гисэн чинь гүү зөөж виг дайруулчих юм да. Соёг бас нэд явж байгаа гэхдээ
as T2K are going to be brought down to a 3-man squad.
Дахиад трүүлсэж нагсан Ganti knockdownтай. Killer knockdownтай Ganti газар соолоо үлдсэн. DRS game-ийн 5 хэлнэшэнд IC Sport-ийн цаанаас DRS-ыг чанаад эхэлж байгаа. Нөгөө талаас нь DRS Venom чаналтж байгаа юм байна. Oh my gosh.
Also chiming along, taking the players of the DRS down. A third-party affair, definitely going in favor of this team.
Plays in the rules of GG. DRS gaming саада талж үлдсэн байдгийн Ganti энэ хусалаа тоолгож тест үлдлээд аим бүхтэй шүү дээ бас л 11 тимийн 32 тоолгож.
They are also well Krita, he gets a glimpse of Chari and now looking to get a knock onto him, but thankfully Chari
Kenzo's a high, someone high. Нүрстэн дол сэтэн жиро шахаад явж байгаа. Сэтэн спортын тамирчин жиро гэдэг хүн багасаа соолоо үлдсэн.
And I see not being so aggressive one. He knows there are teams in the close proximity, so he can't overextend in this particular fight. Yes, smokes are there to deny vision to the opponents over there, but Scarlet Esports, they also Scarlet's Esports as well. No fear takes down one player from the side of IHC, but Scarlet's No Fear has to realize he's all by himself. Only
No Fear Alex дахиад нокаутыг явуулж байна.
A 1v4 fight he's picking with the plus of IHC.
Дөрвөн сэрнэжтэй Skeleton No Fear ганцаараа соолоо үлдсэн тавуулж IHC Sport дээр нок өгөөд ахын хоёр ч нок өгөөд амжлаа.
Still looking very deadly. Nized looking for knocks onto the plus of Dead Eyes, but now we have the
bad intention байгаа position бас дайчгүй position артлаас нь лё орж ирнэ. Dead Eyes Slayer сталарт нүрсэтэр нокаутыг өгсөн.
Or get a chicken dinner for themselves. Not engage
in
unnecessary fight, but they also have to make sure that they
can high ground руу за яг уртал нь Сэрэм жиро хөвтөж байгаа.
Well. Let's see how exactly this is going to be played out. With 11 teams remaining, Dead Eyes guys getting the chicken dinner in the
Slayer нокаутыг сталарт IC амжилттай өгсөн. Dead Eyes Venom Krita Сэрэм жиро гүйцсэн Сэрэм спортын тамирчны гэлнэшнтэй 11 дээр тоглолтыг дуусгаж байна. 10-31.
But for DE, troubles are brewing. Of course, they've got the smoke wall. Along with that, we saw them.
I took God as DRS Ganti goodbye олгосон. DRS game-ийн 5 хэлнэшнтэй 10 дээр тоглолтыг дуусгаж байна. Юусэн тимийн 30 тоглож.
STE's position was compromised for quite some time, but DE themselves were taking on shots and knocks and that in turn.
Vibes site зэмэд нокаутыг явуулсан. Skylights нэг хэлнэшнтэй дээр тоглолтыг дуусгаж 8 тимийн 28-ыг үлдээж байна. IC Sports. Diamond дахиад нокаут явсан.
Of the players of 4MV. So 4MV, they're definitely on the rise. They are on the move and they want to be able to, of course, retaliate in this lobby. But
DRS Venom Krita Bruceler Charity нокаутыг явуулж байна. Bruceler Special болон Sleepy.
Leo Esports is Mr. Smokey.
Vibes IC Zol дахиад нокаут гэж юу вэ? IC go даран код дэш орж ирсэн баярлаа. Дэш хэлгээж ороншуулн дэмжиж байгаа гэж баярлаж байна бүгдээртнэ. 8 тийм 20 жоног гэж үлдсэн байна. Full squad-аар явж байгаа 4 баг байгаа.
We have the claws of D Venom as well on the northern front. They have a good position to hold on to, but they have to be a bit cautious of Dead Eyes because Dead Eyes are also.
Please on the center bad intention дээр татаж байна.
The circle takes a sudden shift and look at the position of bad intention. This ought to be their good gameplay because they are right in the.
IT Sport яг урталт Vibes Sport-ийн бүтэн squad.
Airdrops in front of them. They can go for this level 3 as well. So bad intention ought to perform.
За Alex дээр revive хийнэ Godless. Гэхдээ shot-д орж ирээд damage аваад байна. Bruceler биш болбол Sleeping Race сталарт нүүрсэд action. Sleepy Nurse-ийн нэг нокдаун усан Sleepy дуусаж Abroad Slayer тэгэл Nation-тэй 8 дээр тоглолтыг дуусгалаад 7 тимээ 20 гөрүүлж байна. ICRX-ийн Vibes-ийн дууссан IC Sport-оос содо тулж үлдсэн.
Well, Star Wars Esports, they've been able to accumulate 8 defeat points as of now, but again, getting into the zone is not going to be an easy task for them.
Yeah, Sleep Not start to knock out was action Nurse yeah, Sleep Not respect.
And with that action, jumps into action and takes
Бүтэн squad-тай стартаад хам таарчлаа. Liquid respect 50 damage-тэй, 50 damage-тэй. Vinamdidээс Zami Precious тэр knock out гэсэн дээрээс газ за гой knockdown явцсан штэ. Яа, тэгэж үсэрч гарч ирдэг юм аа броос. Өнөөдөр хиний үдээс энэ хүн ингэж үсэрч гарч ирдэг юм бэ яг үнэндээ. Starlight Installation point ногсон байдаг юм. Лиа спорт 2 тамирч нэг аваад заалсан ямар ч байсан. Нүүрсээр revive in action. Энэ харанд Лиа Liquid Sleep надыг татаж авах гэж байгаа. Bad intention гэдэг Лиа спорт руу шахаад гарч ирлээ.
Revival to Ners on the other front. Slipknot falling back. He's got a long distance to go, and I believe action is not going to be allowing that whatsoever at all.
Харчдаг ашуу одоо эндээс харж ин. За Bad intention бол Лиа спорт руу анхаарал хандуулж байгаа. Дээрээс нам кредит дээрээс системийг дуусгаж дээрээс guys нэг л нэшнтэй датаад тавыг дуусгаж байна. 11 technician point нарсан Starlord technician point-ийг бүр машинд чидэг хүмүүс байна.
With only 2 players remain, and of course momentum is in their favor.
6 тим 17 тоглож үлдсэн. Бүтэн squad-аар Vibes болон Vinamdidээс Bad intention явж байгаа л Starlord double тоглогчтой. Лиа 2 хүнтэй IC Sports сороо тоглогчтой үлдсэн тоглолтод.
Mongolian team. Leo Esports are also left with 2-man squad. That's going to be High Dami and Liquid.
Bad intention тоглолтын тойргийн центр дээр яг энэ compound хамгаалсан тоглолт хийж байгаа. Vibes-ийн зүүн талаас нь баруун талаас нь өгсөж ирүүл ирэндээ. Vinamdidээс маань бас бүтэн squad-аар тоглолтод орцоод явж байна.
Absolutely pristine because they've got all 4 players with 7 defeat points. So where exactly is this game going to go? Their intentions for now are looking perfect. 4MV looking that much more aggressive in terms of aggressiveness, looking that much more in control.
IC Sport-ын содолж Godless-ийн Vibes Apex.
Chicken dinner going to be given to
Godless Eastern knockout-ыг явуулсан.
Chicken dinner. It seems like Godless, one final player from the side of IHC, is still going to be able to dominate against the 4-man army of 4MV as East goes down out in the open. The smoke that Godless has created, of course, provides him with a little bit more of a cover, and thus, of course, at the same point of time, this perfect spray coming in from Doc is going to allow the players of 4MV to get a little bit of a revival right there to their teammates. Thus, remaining 4-man strong is going to be 4MV.
Vibes-ийг далаалын дэш бандтай явж байгаа.
4MV, Starlord Esports, both top teams.
За Bad intention мөргөжч байлдаг баг байд хүн байна. За одоо 6 цаанд шахуулаад Bad intention-ы байгаа camp руу явна. IC Sport 3 нэшний 6 дээр тоглолтыг дуусгаж 5 тимийг 16 тоглож үлдсэн.
At the same time, it gives away your position to the opponent. So yes, IHC, they have been eliminated at the 6th spot. Now we have DE Venom, we have Bad Intention with a good compound to their name, but Leo Esports is also in the lobby. Then we have Stalwart Esports. Stalwart Esports, well, they are on a domination spree. Okay, let's just say Mongolian teams are on a domination spree because look at the amount of finishes of 4MV, 8 finishes of their own, and they are still looking for more. Leo Esports, Liquid, well, just a single grenade, single molotov and a single first hit. He can't go for an aggressive stance in this particular one. He has to play a passive gameplay and wait for the other teams to find
ямар баг
each
байгааг
other and
мэдэх
maybe
боломжтой учраас тэгэл
last team and last players in the end circle. On the other side, Bad Intention. Blooded, don't you think it's way too late for Bad Intention to try and do a comeback? Because even if they get a chicken dinner, I don't see them in top 12
ингэж ирэл ярихын тэ нөхөм ингэж ирэл.
That indeed is very true, of course.
За тэгээ монголчуудын чигийн харна гэдэгт итгэлтэй байгаа штэ. Bad intention-ы camp энэ 3 башин болол үнэхээр заны центр.
That's the only thing that is going to work for them. But at the same time,
That's right, the knockout order
aggressiveness that is needed from Bad Intentions to be able to convert this into a chicken dinner for themselves. For now, Venom DE's Renee has been dropped down thanks to the nades coming in. But thankfully, of course, he does have a teammate right around the corner to give him that cover as well. Bad Intentions have left the compound as they try and take on those shots. And, well, not shots, but of course, nades against the smoke of Venom DE. But this Ners has been spotted. Bad Intentions as he gets
Bad Intention атlas талаар нүрсэтэй knockout өгсөн. Жами Bad Intention хайдаг унагсан. Хайдын чи юугаа хийж тэнэж яваад тоглож вэ? Jami Bad Intention хайдаг дуусах Vinamdidээс 6 нэш point таарсан.
They had the compound, they could have still stuck it true, and along with that, held their angle strong. But of course, deciding to take on these sprays and shots and nades against the players of NMDE, Smoke has put them down to a 3-man army, and that itself is not looking good as we've got a
Гэрээс минь сталаад акшн дээр view гочод мөрөгчлөө акшныг дуусгасан. Star Ward 11 international point-тай 5 дахь тоглолтыг дуусгаж байна. За тэгээд энэ bad intention position-ыг мөргөж ирсэн ганц зөрөгтэй баг бол Vietnam дид айсан залуучууд байна шүү дээ. Krita Nokta, Krita the revive Tommy.
The two players are jumping in with all the nades that they possibly can, but this creates an opening for 4MV to of course chime in along from the other side as well. But 4MV are still holding on back. They are not, oh well, they've got a 2-man split, so they're holding it steady. They want to be allowing the other team
C4 under Alpha revive хийчлээ. Net молог байшин дотор л уг нь оролоод байгаа хэрэгтэй байсан. Vibes-ийн зоны центрээс Zombie дээр East спрайцсан. Zombie гүцэж өн Vibes. Vibes-ийн авт флэшмойнд орсон. Refuse-ийн Molotov Shotgun дээр орсон. Knock-цсан явж байгаа маа Shotgun. Дөрөв тим арав.
Not deterred from the entire
Батмөр өрөөмөндөө өрөө сайхан үргэлж байна.
Well, certainly bad intention. Still holding on to the compound for MV. They are crawling their way, but now they have heard the players of NMDE over there, and East with a big weapon in his hands is looking for a knock, but he's going to reposition himself because grenades might come from the side of D Venom and 4ME. Yes, they do have the numbers advantage.
Reinforce-ийн high time-ыг дуусгасан Leo Spurs 6 нэшнээ дөрөвдөр тоглолтыг дуусгаж 3 тимээс нь одоо чиглэлдэж байна.
And now we are down to only 3 teams and 9 players remaining with numbers in the favor of 4MV.
Vibes 11 нэш моётой.
But bad intention, they have a good compound to their name, and we have seen 4MV and bad intention go up against each other in number of times.
За тэгээд зоны цаас хүлээж байгаа Refuse дээрээс Venom Reactor нокаут гэсэн Krita саалаа болж байгаа.
And this game is so crucial for the players of NMDE because they are not in
Krita дуусгаж байна. Doctor Nokugod унсан Krita.
4MV Apex is going to eliminate.
C4-ыг ноклцсон Apex Alpha дуусгах юм бол энэ тоглолт дуусаа.
Second one also, and the last player remaining.
За жиж болсон. Vibes чигээд байна. Яа ганган байна штэ.
They get a winner chicken dinner for themselves after a very dominating performance.
Indeed, an incredible conversion coming in from 4MV right there. They played their cards right. They read the lobby in the final fight so perfectly. They let NMDE and Bad Intentions take on the fight, bring down the numbers for each other, and which in turn, of course, provided an opening for 4MV to convert the game in the bag into a chicken dinner. And this in turn is, of course, going to put them on the first spot.
За гол нь нэрүүлгэн жишээ бүгд share гэсэн байна. За манайхан share-ын та 737 share-тэй явж байгаа live stream. Яаж ирээд байгаа бас энийгээд байхын лол гинэ Ганбат ган төгсөө. Манай модератор Ганбат ган төгсөд бантно. Мунзу шитэл хоёр болж юм. Агаш хоолон зүгээр болох хаа гинэ. Богл хоёр өндөргий. Миний өөрийнхөө пэйж дээр явж байгаа лайв стрим дээр орж ирчээд ингээд илгийн юм яриад ямар ашигтай байт юм бол хүмүүст. Өрөөмөн золоо. Хэдик мэп оройтчлаа гэнэ. Одоо тоглолтын 3 дахь мэп нь эхний 2 мэп дууссан. Жамбал хаа өрөөмдөргий.
Your order is here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Богоо маяг байна уу гэсэн мань байна шүү дээ. Би мат болмоор байна гэнэ. Баярат Ханбаатар тодоотой хайртай шүү гэсэн байна. Непалаас авраг авахгүй бол ямар ч Монгол баг байсан. Яад юм бэ гэсэн мань шин баяр. За тэгэд MUNZU PUBG Caster page болон follow дараагүй байх юм бол follow дарж бидэнтэй нэг дээрээ гэж хүсэх байна. Live stream өөрсдийнхөө чадварчны нөөц бололцоогоор share хийгээд үздэг байгаарай. Энэ хүү live stream YouTube хуудасаар Caster MUNZU channel дээр давхар явж байгаа. YouTube хуудаснаас ухрааж болон нөхөж үзэх боломжтой. Хамгийн гол нь subscribe дараад хонхоо идэвхжүүлж үзээрэй. YouTube хуудаснаас. За тэгээд тайлбар cast харагдах юм бол donation хэлгээж урамшууллыг дэмжих боломж бас байдаг шүү. Бори борхороо мэд Хатанбаатар хатна IT спорт айлгавраг шаа гэсэн байна. Сая дээр тренд гэл хоёр таахад ямар их баярлалаа гинэ. Батар үсгэрт нормал хийсэн гинэ баярлалаа.
Watching PMPL South Asia Spring 2023. I am Shadow and alongside me is Blotter and Blotter. The Mongolian domination in the very last day of week number 2 is still continuing with 4MV getting a chicken dinner and Stalwart Esports getting a very high fragging game. What do you have to say about it?
Well, we needed to see this sort of a playstyle coming in from them, and that is exactly what the Mongolian team has delivered as well. But at the same point of time, as this day continues on, we were talking about how crazy the leaderboard is going to get, and it seems like one thing is certain: 4MV, you cannot steal their hunger, you cannot steal their glory right here in PMPL South Asia Spring Season 2023 because of the way they dominated in week 1, and now on the final day of week 2 also. They're rising up to the occasion and they are wanting to
definitely амжилт гэсэн маань баяраад гамбат баярлаа. Зүгээр монголчуудад дэмжицгээ Монголоос тэр багсан антер гэлгээр зүгээр улсын дээр гаргаж байгаа залуусаа дэмжээ гэх юм баярлалаа. Дээрс над үзүүлээ агна бүргэд гана. Баска нараа хайрын дэргийн уган бараа эцэг гөө гэсэн байна.
Certainly, but the MVP this time is going to be from the side of Stalwart Esports action. With 4 elimination 88-7 damage.
За ахламын ном үйлчилчих шиг боллоо шүү. Одоо эцэд АНАММ сууха гэдээ уншчих яа гинэ.
Overall Stalwart Esports a very high fragging game from their side, but 4MV this was entirely their game because first they were bridge camp. The zone was not in their favor. They had to go for a very late rotation, but kudos to the IGL of the player of the team 4MV, the way he transitioned his team inside the circle and placed all the players in the perfect position to get that big
Зоожгаад Батэртны хайрын дэргийн. За би айлуулах завсарлаанаараа юм ярихгүй байжсэн дээр юм шиг байна. Тэгээд нөгөө тоглолтын тайлбартаа юм ярих болол. Шивэд байгаа юм шиг өгдөд энэ чанга дуурахаар. Тэгэхээр манайхан одоо энэ match summary за тэгээд oral rank гэх мэт юмнууд угаасаа ингэ тодорхой харагдаж байгаа юм чи манайхан өөрсдөө гоё хараад байж тэгээд тоглолтын тайлбар дээр ямарч байсан энэ хүн хоолоогоо гаргаж ярих зүйтэй болоо гэж бодлоо.
Talk about domination in the lobby. That is what 4MV have done today.
Certainly, in the top players, it's all about 4MV. The dominations was entirely from their side. At the same time, Stalwart Esports action also being the MVP. Yes, Stalwart also had good things in their favor, but the numbers were not in their favor, because of which they were not able to get the chicken dinner and were taken out pretty early. In the match summary, again, it is all about 4MV and Stalwart Esports, with 4MV getting the highest elimination and highest healings done, but Stalwart Esports action getting the highest damage and highest assist.
Absolutely, and that is the match summary for game number 2 of the day, match number 2 of the day. As we push on through, of course, there is still a lot more changes to be anticipated, because now we've got a third match that will be played out. But before we talk about that third match and the map, let's have a look at the match ranking from this Erangel game itself, where we have 4MV walking away with a beautiful chicken dinner for themselves with 15 eliminations. That is a really good conversion. And then come in Stalwart Esports with 11 eliminations of their own. So the Mongolian domination from this game can clearly be showcased right here. But then as we move on up front, we've also got Venom DE with 7 eliminations, and then comes in Leo Esports with 6. So a decent outing for these teams sitting in the top 5 positions, where Bad Intentions, again, I mean, Bad Intentions, the position that they were in, they were able to pristinely utilize it to perfection. Of course, the perfect conversion would have been a chicken dinner, but that's okay, because as long as they're able to, make the rotation and find themselves in the zone, and then play their cards right to get decent amount of placement points, decent amount of elimination points, that's all they need to be doing.
Certainly, and then we have the players of TRZ and Elementrix at the bottom with 0 points to their name. Abrupt Slurs, NB Esports, not a good outing even for the players of T2K and Sitim because they have got just a single point. Even Skylar's Gaming with only a single point sitting at the 10th spot. But about the players of Elementrix, they are not just risking their qualification for grand finals because 4MV, okay, let's be honest, 4MV in the overall standings, they are sitting in the top, and Elementrix, they are sitting at the bottom. And if they are picking fight with the players of 4MV, even if they manage to take down the players of 4MV, 4MV is still making it into the grand finals. On the other side, Elementrix, for them, well, they are risking their qualification. This is something not looking good at all for the players of Elementrix because again and again, Elementrix is going up against the players of 4MV, be it Wrangle or Miramar, and Elementrix need to prioritize the positioning inside the circle, the positioning inside the leaderboard, because rivalry in game is not going to benefit them at this point.
Exactly, and that is something that Elementrix are going to have to capitalize and realize, because one thing is for sure certain, Elementrix knew that the one team that's going to be crossing through that bridge, it has to be 4MV. And everybody knows that on the map of Erangel, on the side of the military base, there are only two teams. From Feripir, you've got 4MV who will probably be making a rotation. From the other side, Nova Reploy Bridge, you've got STE who are going to be making a rotation. So yeah, just the decision making over there itself seems a little counterproductive, because Elementrix, they need points and not giving them away. But at the same time, right now, as we do have the highlights on our screens, this is exactly the fight that we were talking about, where in the first team that we did see go down, of course, it was the players of Elementrix, and then they got completely annihilated as well.
Well, we have seen IET and NB Esports also go up against each other time and time again, and this time again IET managed to take down the entirety of NB Esports but the way third parties were happening in this particular wrangle, because of the open circle, even the players of T2K were facing an elimination because of which, and the numbers were not in their favor. But for the players of Venom DE, this was a very critical game, because right now they are not in top 12, and if they play with consistency, this game was in their favor. Good performance was coming in, but if they continue the same performance, I think Venom DE might qualify and be in top 12 and play the match of Weekendy.
Indeed, and that is something that only time will answer and tell us, because you need consistency with that sort of performance. Yes, that was good, but you need consistency, and that's going to be key if they're going to be able to make it. For now, let's of course confirm the storyboard and bring it up. That's going to be the overall ranking, where we shall clearly see what the first page is doing. You know what, let the first page do what they do best, because of course it is going to be 4MV leading the charge. They're not going to allow the players of STE to rise up to the occasion from the looks of it, but I'm sure STE are not going to fall back down. With that, as we move on to the fifth spot right there, we've got IHC with 3 chicken dinners of their own, 135 points. Above them is Illuminate True with 5 chicken dinners sitting on the 4th position. So definitely a good week for Illuminate True right there. Same can be said for Leo Esports as well as Dead Eyes, guys. But still, there are 2 more games remaining, because the numbers that we see over there in the matches, that is going to be 20 by the end of the day. So right now for IHC, there are 3 games remaining. For Leo Esports also, there are 3 games remaining. So there is still a chance, whereas comparatively, in the first page, all the other teams against them have already played 2 games, and they are only left with 2 games. So there is a high chance that IHC with 135 points might actually be able to climb up from that position into the top 4 itself. But for now, the main draw line is going to be right here on the 12th position, where Venom D is sitting with 85 points.
Well, certainly they have managed to climb the ladder and bring themselves in the top 12. But like you said, the consistency should be there. Otherwise, TRZ might topple over, because TRZ are also having a fantastic day. The way they played in the very first game, they came on the 3rd position. So there is a possibility neck-to-neck competition is going between the players of Venom D and TRZ. On the other side, High Voltage, well, a disappointing performance from their side in the very first game. But let's hope in the remaining games, which they have in their hands, they do deliver a good performance. But on the bottom, we have Bad Intention, Elementrix with 49 points, Abrupt Slurs. Nothing is working for the players of Abrupt Slurs in this particular week. They're sitting on the 18th spot with 58 points. Paptex Esports, even this team, previous week they showcased some good performance, but this time they are sitting on the bottom.
Exactly, and that needs to, of course, well, I wonder if it's actually going to change, because now they aren't left with that many games remaining for them, which in turn puts them in a very difficult position as to what should they do to get those points. Nothing. All they can try and do is just what Bad Intentions did in the previous game, try and deliver the best play that you can, or go as experimentative as you can, because the rotations coming in from Mavericks were working out fine. But overall, when it comes to the position that they're on, it is still too far low, and the point difference is so far wide that being able to overcome that in the 2 remaining games is going to be next to impossible. But at the same time, again, wish them luck, fingers crossed, and hopefully they're going to be able to get a perfect game for themselves, or perhaps even a chicken dinner is what we look forward to. But now, with 2 games done, 3 more games remain before we jump on to the bonus map of Vikendi. We need to find out where are we going. Well, we've got, I believe, Miramar coming up next, where group... what group? Do we have Group B not participating, I believe, if I'm not mistaken? No, we do have Group B participating, my apologies. It is going to be Group C, like you said, that will not be playing. So, yeesh, okay. Now this makes it a bit interesting, because Skylights Gaming is not going to be part of this game. DRS Gaming are also not going to be part of this game. Same is the case for Illuminate True as well as NB Esports. And that too on the map of Miramar. All right, well. This day is going to be quite a chaotic one, that's for sure, because the way the maps are playing out, now we've got one final Miramar. We know that Skylight Gaming does it really well when it comes to the rotation on the map. But since they're not playing, well, I don't know. I'm going to have a minute to think. What team do you think, Shadow, will get this chicken dinner in the bag on Miramar?
Well, with Skylights not being in the picture, the northern front is pretty much clear. Maptex Esports can capitalize, but at the same time, Stalwart Esports and IHC, they also want the points. Okay, I'll go with Stalwart Esports.
All right, well. I also had the STE in mind because of the resilience that they're showcasing right now to be able to, of course, get that first position in the bag for themselves, and confirmed first position in the bag, which is looking very tedious for them for now. At the same point in time, for now, of course, when it comes to the prediction, Shadow, you've anticipated STE getting a chicken dinner. From my side, I would like to go towards T2K. Let's see if this Miramar game is going to go in their favor or not. Again, it's an up in the air sort of a conversation, but I would definitely love to see if T2K can do so, because they need to have, a little bit of that hunger that needs to be showcased. That they were on the top of the leaderboard, that has been stolen away from them. So now it needs to be, of course, their time to answer and retaliate. But will they do so, especially on a map like Miramar, is going to be tough for them. Let's find out though, and let's definitely find out. It all will be focused and based on where the flight path is going to dictate.
Машин гараж руу орох чинь гэдэг штэ. Машин гараж руу орох чинь гэдэг машин
the flight path is going to matter a lot, because if teams are going towards their original drop spot, things do end up going in their favor. But this time, the teams who likes dropping in towards the side of Pyorto, Venom DE, they are up for a very long journey, because flight path is somewhere from the northern side of El Hazard towards the side of El Pozo. So Pyorto is not so easy.
Занга тоглолтын 3 дахь map Miramar map эхэлсэн. Би сая энэ 3-аар дараа тийшээ унтраагаад хажууд руу тавьсан гэж үзсэн ч онцгой байсан юм
Then head over to the city of Pyorto Palacio. On the other side, again, Maptex Esports.
За ингээд Tyra Broncos El Pozo чиглэлтэй play airplane road явсан. Бид энэ хөө after vibes Venom дээрээс Stalwart.
So Maptex Esports.
So Maptex IC City Sport-ын дамжны талаар хүнлээ авч үзсэн.
Look at his position.
Хай хоолой болааж штэ нэг
Away
нь.
from his teammates are going somewhere towards north, and he's gliding somewhere towards the south. Maybe looking for the vehicle, but still he also needs to realize that.
За Miramar IC дүүнрээ маань матч ураад өгөө гэсэн байна шүү хаги.
Is looking for the vehicle, but DE and Maptex, they both need to be a bit cautious of each other.
Хээ зүгээрээ харин ч гоё ярьлаа гинэ.
DE and Maptex being up north. Close to each other.
За Picadal plays on center. Venom дээс Kritag knockdown гэсэн TRZ Frost Elimination багтаа авчирчлаа. Rotation дээр TRZ нэг хүнээс болсон. Дахиад цаана нокорсон байгаа юм биш үү? Зомыг дуусгаад авч байна. TRZ хоёр Elimination багтаасан.
Making a perfect entry into this entire
fray.
Elimination points right off the bat in the game itself. As Ryuk and Relay are the only two players from MDE that remain. As this continues on, CD Sports also did lose out on one of the players as well. That was against the players of Elementrix.
Finalд орохоор мэдээж финалийн оноод тгээс эхлэж тэглэж 3 өдрийн rank нийлбэр дүнгээр аврах шалгарна шүү.
Seems to be continuing in their favor, as they were able to bring down VenomDE. But right now, moving away from them, we've got the players of Raw Officials against the player of Leo Esports. For now, in the same proximity, we've got Mr. Smokey who is around in the same area, but it seems like he's got no teammates around in the vicinity. He seems to be all by his lonesome. Perhaps his teammates are going to be around the corner, around the bend maybe. They're on their way to him. Because all by his lonesome against raw officials, this is going to be a tough conversion for him. But as we continue on with this entire site and of course the zone that we are in, raw officials as well as of course Leo Esports' Mr. Smokey will find themselves almost about 600 meters away from the zone. So there of course needs to be there definitely needs to be a rotation that will be showcased on the side.
Ансагталаар тайсын нокдауныг дол артлаас нь Elementrix нэмэрчин асрын нокдаунаас нь за Elementrix бол одоо яг бол заадгаа бланк дээр явж исэн байж штэ $1 дахиад ч нок өгөх боломжтой. Мамба валидэд үлдэж байгаа. Тим чин байдгүй Мамба Madка дээр дабл нокаут гэсэн. Venom Dice Silsolus or Lindrix or range knockout гэж. Fragor сталатыг шахацсан, Frag knockout явуулсан. Lindrix дуусч байна. Тэдний elimination-тэй 16 дээр тоглолтыг дуусгаж стал бол 3 elimination point-а болсон байт юм аа.
One fight to the other as we jump in across. So many teams are losing out on their individual players. And in all, it seems like Venom DE's perfect push right there against TRZ has resulted in TRZ losing out on one of their players.
TRZ Madcat-ыг үзсэн Venom Dice 2 elimination-тэй гихтэр Riley зүүн талаас нь Verix дуусгаж байна. Venom Dice 2 elimination-тэй 15 дээр тоглолтыг дуусгаж 14 тимийн 53 ногдож үлдсэн. Silsolus Atlas талаад нүрсээ топ шигаж гарч ирсэн. I see is like groundas. Souls-ийн зүгс байсан. За Rot дээрсэн суулчих үү дээ.
Consistency was very important for the plus of Venom DE, and with only 2 points to the name, Venom DE are not going to be so happy.
Шилдэг 16 багийн финалийн тоглолт 13 биш 14 15 16-нд явагдана. Тэгэхээр 4 сарын 14 15 16 гэдэг 3 өдөр бол PUBG Mobile Pro League-ийн финалийн 3 өдрийн тоглолт явагдах өдрүүд байна шүү.
Deadeye guys on the 16th with 151 points. What are the chances of Elementrix making it into the grand finals with this kind of performance?
It is looking very, very tough. Let's be absolutely brutal and honest about it. Elementrix did showcase one good day, but that was all that we saw from them. And that's not what we want to be able to see from a team like Elementrix, but that's what the case has been. And today being the final day of week 5 itself, puts them in a very difficult position, and in fact nigh impossible position is what I'm going to say, because they started the day off with the 19th position with 49 points, and as the day continues on, it's not really aggressing or pushing on their point structure as well. So difficult PMPL for SA for Elementrix this time around. But hey, you can definitely hope. And that hope, I'm sure, will push the team to try and deliver a decent performance in the upcoming games. But yeah, it is definitely looking very, very tough for them.
Certainly, it is looking tough for them. And I hope they recover and showcase some good performance in the coming week. Because Elementrix, well, this is a big organization and very experienced players, so I want to see them in top 10 or top 5 somewhere, not at the bottom of the leaderboard. On the other side, talking about the plus of Leo Esports, few inconsistency was showcased from the side of Leo Esports, but now they have recovered, and Liquid is finding good knocks onto the plus of Seal and gets a confirmation onto Center as well, and Soulless has also been eliminated. So Seal Esports down to a single player, not looking good at all this game for the plus of Seal Esports as well. So many early casualties, so many early fights are happening. Even for the plus of TRZ, they have been reduced to 2-man squad. But good thing is Venom DE, they have been eliminated. So there is still a chance for the plus of TRZ to transition themselves in top 12. So this is a good news for the plus of TRZ. Bad news for the plus of Venom DE. Now TRZ, 4 elimination points. They have to go for more points, because like I said, it's going to be so very close for them to be in the top 12 against the plus of Venom D. It's not going to be so easy.
Well, again, with a 2-man squad for TRZ this time around, it's going to be difficult getting those points though. Let's see if they decided to just make a run for it.
ZamFTX has sent it the patron.
Or they try and decide to play it safe. Though that again will be answered later on in the game. For now, we've got the players of Mavericks on our screens taking shots against another team. And I believe that is Deadeyes, guys, if I'm not mistaken.
Одоо сталер чекнс энэ хаанхын хэлээ бараг гадарлаад байна штэ гэн наран батнаа ба.
At the same point, we spoke about Mavericks and their storyboard as far as the leaderboard is concerned and the points they've been able to accumulate.
Hi.
Now, if this game also does not go in their favor with a decent
high ground high voltage гарч ирсэн
game, then it is going to be again impossible for them to jump into the top 12 for the bonus game.
Please on its center магадгүй Picado.
Looking at the map itself, smack in the center at Picado, we've
got sport баруунтаа дээрээс guys
really position for themselves.
Яг parallel дээрээс игээд ороод ирлээ.
Of course, we do have the players of T2K along with ASL that are also pretty much in a decent position in the center of the zone, but the two-man split coming in from the players of T2K could turn out to be trouble. At the same time, let's see if at all the curveball shift can be thrown from the zone for these teams.
Creative field, the graveyard center place нь хойш гадаад яасан. За тэгээд IT болон Mavtex стартын тамирчдын зооныхоо центр дээр байгаа санаа зовх зүйл авахгүй. Зарим сэдэм vibes-ийн тамирч зооныхоо центр дээр rotation хийх хэрэгтэй болж байна. Байгалийн ихний дрофн AWM Aaron Suppressor-тай 3 сэдтэй хамтуулсан.
Now they're just going to go absolutely bonkers because from the north we've got so many big names and teams. From the east we've got IHC. From south or from the west we've got Bad Intentions also jumping in towards the zone. And from the south there are so many teams as well. So this is going to be a really difficult conversion, and getting a chicken dinner with so many teams around you, surrounding you, it is still up in the grabs for any of these teams. For now, of course, STE, TRZ have the momentum in their favor with 3 and 4 eliminations respectively for themselves. But all the other teams, they've been quiet till now. Still surviving. The only team in the 30 teams that are remaining in the lobby that have taken a knock or a drop are TRZ with the two-man army from their side. Apart from that, every other team, all the 12 teams have all the 4 players remaining. So, yeah, this is going to be a very, very brutal Miramar on this battleground.
Yeah, I agree. TRC, they don't have the numbers, but the previous circle was in their favor. Now with the circle shift, they can enter inside the safety net of the circle from the complete eastern side. So I'm not so worried about the plus of TRC as long as they don't overcome it. But right now the plus of Stalwart
Liquid action дайраад гүйцэж байна. За Stalwart
тоглолт нь 3 player of Stalwart Esports now. Stalwart Esports down to only 3 players. Kim is also going to knock down Charlie and get the confirmation as well on Abroad.
Vibes is knockdown болсон.
One player not looking good at all.
Sand шиг Trent IT Goddess knockdown гэдсэн Sand шиг гүйцэжлээ IT Sport. T2K энэ Bruce-лэртэй gangsta гүйцэгээд авсан. За Bruce-лэр solo тамирч нь дуу тодож явж байгаа юм биш үү? Sleepy. Бишавли Jane оноод авсан. Bruce-лэр Sleepy ганцаараа solo хийж байгаа. За ингээд
also goes down and Abrupt looks like the entire team has been eliminated. No, one player is still remaining and he's way too far away. And T2K, well, they have to deal with the brunt of the players of IHC who are somewhere on the uphill trying to do a third party.
Хаалач нь ягаа вэ? Гадуурд нэтээр ингэж бодвол сайртай гэсэн.
For now, they are going to be very much in control of this fight, as they've got the information. But for High Voltage, again, the trouble is going to be that they are at the edge of the zone. For now, it is working perfectly. The two-man split coming in from High Voltage definitely working in their favor. But as soon as this zone takes a shift, the stage moves on to the next third stage. That is when High Voltage are going to have to leave the high ground, and that can very well turn into a bit of a again a bit of a trouble for them maybe. But let's see if it all till then
high ground High Voltage
stick around this
position дээр байгаа.
As we move ahead, of course, we can hear quite a lot of shots being thrown from the side of High Voltage. High Voltage has a lot of information. That's the best part. And that information, if utilized well, because they've got a two-man split, can very well be a thorn for other teams that are making a rotation. As we've got Jiggle along with his teammate right over there in that compound, and Malik and Assassin on top of this rock right here, on top of this mountain right here, right at the edge of the zone. are getting a lot of information, but as of yet they have not been able to get a single
За
defeat
хавтаж
point.
Прабины энэ позишнл роо official national нийл гарах.
So it is going to be
Боломжгүй байгаа юм байна.
trouble, not trouble, but
Байгалийн
a
2 драфт,
low
2
start
драфт
for high
MR
voltage.
3 сеттэй болсон. ACDM Tears very extra knockout
Agree, this is
өгсөн.
going to be a slow start. At the same time, they are on the periphery of the circle, but look at the amount of rotations that are coming from the southern and the western front, and surviving those rotations with this kind of split. Yes, high voltage can capitalize on the information, but at the same
TRZ-гээс
time,
содод
if any
тоглож явж
direct
байгаа.
rush come towards the players, well, high voltage at that
AC
moment,
Sport-ын дамжид
it is
TRZ
going to
шууд
be
шахсан
difficult
тоглолт
for
ирдэж
them,
нэгээд
because I
ороод ирсэн.
can already
Гадаас
see
мөгөд
the
ороод
plus of
ирлээ.
the official bad
TRZ.
intention as well. Thankfully, the plus of 4MB are not heading in their direction, so they are safe from that particular
Godless
circle. And
very
the other side,
exig.
Godless takes
Гүүц
down Rare
recognition
from the
point
side of
авсан байх юм а.
TRZ,
Godless
and
гэхдээ
TRZ, they
TRZ
need a
Degree
good
онгож байна.
gameplay, but Degree is going to retaliate, and with that UMP45 is going to take down one
Alex
player from the side of
Degree-тэй
IHC, but
дүүлдэн.
now Alex with that UMP45, the Molotov is going to stop in his tracks, but on the other side
IT
he's
Sport
going to get the
recognition.
confirmation onto
Degree
Rare,
дуусган бол
exposed from
TRZ
the back
дуусна.
angle, trying to take down Degree, but Degree, does he have any idea? Yes, he does, and he takes a jump from the window, trying to deliver hefty damage onto Alex, and he's going to deliver it.
TRZ
as well,
дөрөвд
but
нэшин
his
13
teammate
дахь тоглолтыг дуусгаж
will
байна.
save
Арай
him
тийм
with
мэдэж хоёр.
that. TRZ goes down, and IHC, well, they have managed to get good defeat points in their favor. On
За
the
Raw
other side,
official
we have
bad
bad
intention
intention going up
challenge
against the
явна.
plus of Raw officials, and look like Raw officials
Triple
all
knockout
the three
тасан
players
Raw
have been
official.
dropped down, and now Alpha is going for the confirmation, but the question is, where is the fourth player? At the same time, bad intention Alpha, they have to go for the revival onto Shoykot. At the same time, Liquid is also doing a third party onto
Bad
the
intention
Bad
Alpha,
Intention. Things are
хоёр
not
knock-ыг
looking good
revive
at all
хийх
for
хэрэгтэй
Bad
болж байна.
Intention right now.
12:38
The
тоглож.
week itself has not been merry for
Rob
the side of
Yeta
bad
одоо
intentions,
дуусган бол
that's for
тоглолт
sure.
дуусж байгаа.
And now with of course
Yeta
so
одоо
many
Diamis Smoky
players
дуусгаж
working
байна. Зангид
against
Raw
them,
official
they have been
recognition-тэй
dropped down to a course of
12 дээр
one-man
тоглолтыг дуусгаж
squad. We'll
11
make
тийм
that to a course. They seem to be
37.
able to get a revival at the edge of the zone. At the same point of time, right now we
Би
do
зараачлаа
have
бро
Raw
гэх.
officials
Тэгээ яг
getting eliminated from the lobby. So
Би
11
яхаа
teams remaining
болох
with 36 players in this game. It is anybody's to grab. But which side is this
Serum
going to
Desert
go?
Vibes
Serum
Refused
jumping
knockout-ыг
into the
өгсөн.
fray against the players of 4MV in fact. As it was Desert X who took on shots against 4MB, but look at that, IHC are still part of the fight. IHC with the 3-man squad are creating a flanks right there. As we can see, the sign color from the south eastern side of the zone itself from Minas, they're making an entry. But
The Bad
Intentions,
Intention
again,
Blues
they're
are
taking
not
quite a lot
less.
of damage right here thanks to the Blues. Shoykot and Alpha, they're being very, very quiet.
Яй.
Right here,
Унаа
Shoykot
малгүй бол
with
тэгээ зооны
final
жижиг
first stage
боллоо. Тэ
remaining on
хоёр
towards
тоглож.
him. And this being stage number 4, that's going to move into stage number 5, and 4 to 500 meters that they need to cover. This is going to be very, very difficult for Bad Intentions to survive, all based on the first stage itself. And look at Alpha, he has a level 3 helmet and a level 3 vest right there. Ouch moment right there for Alpha, for he's not going to be able to utilize that for much longer, as the damage is it just keeps on increasing. But again, that is what the Battleground does. That is what the PUBG Mobile is. That is what the storyline is going to be. If you're going to be caught out in the Blues, things are not going to be looking good for you. For T2K, looking at the way they've got a very spread out approach right here. Jane from one side, Suyog in center in the Graveyard region, along with, of course, their teammate taking a completely different compound.
За TTK Jane-ийн цаатаас Serum Sport-ын дамжид Desert.
Coming in from T2K. Well, again, that is they've got balls, that's for sure, because this is quite a extended split coming in from them. And that in turn, as we talk about it again and again, if one player gets caught or spotted, then the entirety of the team, who are only a 3-man squad themselves, are going to have a tough luck in this game.
Certainly, it is going to be tough for them, but right now T2K, they do have a good compound to their name, but they have to be a bit cautious because 4MV might try and challenge them in the compound and try to take hold of it. That is where even the plus of IHC can do a good third party in the situation if that happens. But right now 4MV, they are looking pretty cool and comfortable on the periphery of the circle.
Дээрээс онцоо байци зёолор нокаутыг явуулсан IT Sport.
They have picked up the plus of IHC and on top serve with the perfect card 98
Зяма.
shot.
За зёол руу хашаа татаж хүнээ барьна гэдэгт.
Is still looking in the direction of the
Найд
plus of
да
IHC.
нилээ хоол нокорсон зёол.
But can the plus of Deda is get the confirmation? Looks like the answer is no, because the
TTK
health
challenge
is already
мөрөнд
there.
тийм
The
ээ.
revival
Jane.
process is
За
already
Serum
started.
Desert-ийн цааталт
At the same time,
compound дээр
Serum
trend
Esports,
гэх
well, they do
байгаа.
have certain height advantage
Serum
for-
Sport-ын
okay,
дамжид өөртөө
I'm
зооны
sorry,
цахаас
it
орж
was
ирж
not
байгаа.
4MV, it was Serum Esports. Well, Serum can move towards the side of T2K, but they do have the height advantage as well. let's see if they can capitalize on it.
Indeed, and what a perfect spray coming in
Badin
right here from
National
Zero
Flag,
East from
Vibes
4MV
East
as
and
he
some
takes down the
Dual
players of
Alpha
Bad Intentions, and
Position.
Bad Intentions Alpha.
Vibes
Well,
Ignition
it
Point.
seems like the helmet and the vest helped him out eventually, but not for long, of course, as he does get taken down thanks to the spray coming in from 4MV, and 4MV are just getting started. East with that first knock and elimination defeat point converted.
За жиглийн байгаа граунд руу хөтлөж гарч ирж байгаа юм шиг дээ Vibes East.
As we reach closer and closer towards stage 5. So slow poke and approach coming in from 4MV, not the playstyle that we've seen from them. At the same time, it might just work out in their favor because so many teams, so many big names have been eliminated, and the way that 4MV is entering the zone from the southwestern side, it is looking like very much in contestation because right above them is going to be High Voltage. And High Voltage has absolutely no idea 4MV is around this exact same rock as well, as Prabeen is busy with his Carl, trying to take on shots, but sadly not being able to convert them
High Voltage,
into any knocks.
low ground as
Hold on, it seems
Vibes.
like High Voltage is Malik has an idea. He's also got a level 3 vest.
Сэрэн
and a first level
жабороо
three
инхүү single tap
and
явуулаад
he
байгаа юм
utilized
байна.
that to stop East as East was trying to get closer and closer to get onto the mountain itself. That is in contention for the High Voltage. Now for High Voltage as well, as we were talking about it earlier, the zone has moved away.
High Voltage
And slowly
асаасан
but surely
сэрэн
this-
жабоо дээр
this
нокаут
Blues
өгсөн.
is also going to be catching up to them. So they are going to have to make a real quick
Double blank
rotation out
there.
of this one. As 4MV downstairs are just eagerly but patiently waiting for High Voltage to jump down. As soon as they do, it could very well be 4MV
За цаанаас
pouncing
багийн
on.
толгоч нь ямар ч
Oh,
гэсэн
wait,
жир
wait,
орж
wait, what do we have over here?
Double
Giro
дээр
jumping in to
хийнэ.
try and give a little bit of a revival onto his teammate, but it
Яа,
seems like he
Жирог
himself
асаасан
will be dropped
дахиад
down as he
knockdown
does.
хийчлээ.
High Voltage assassin up on top. Apex tried to steal that kill away. You cheeky little devil, that's not going to be allowed, it seems like. But East has been able to make an entry. He has been able
Bad
to make an
Intention
opening
Shoykad
right there.
Vibes
As he
Apex
takes on
knockout
shots
хийгээд
against
Bad
the players
Intention
of High
цааны
Voltage.
гадна
One of the
цаочж
players has
цаадад
been
толгоч
eliminated,
явж
but
байгаа
the
Bad
same
Intention
trade
цаарын
has
асуулж.
been brought on to 4MV's players as well
За
as Apex
Apex-ын асуудал
does
revive
go
хийчихнэ.
down.
Гэхдээ
So,
энэхүү
tough
зоны
conversion
шахаа
right here,
явагдсан.
but East,
5 зоны шахаа явж
quite a
байгаа.
brilliant approach from him. Hey, but look at that. Bad Intention's final player.
Vibes
Can very
refuse
well be
Bad
a little bit
Intention
of trouble right there,
Shoykad
but never mind,
position.
that refuses.
Bad
DBS is
Intention
gonna be
2
doing the
elimination
deed,
дээр
and
11
that
дээр тоглолтыг
in turn will be
дуусгаж
the
байна. 10
elimination
31.
of Bad Intention. They get eliminated on the 11th position. Now we're left with only 31 players, 10 teams in total. But this stalemate, where exactly is this going to go between High Voltage and 4MV?
Well, High Voltage and 4MV, one team on the on the top of the leaderboard. 4MV looking so very strong, but they don't have the good position right now in this particular fight. At the same time, we have Leo Esports in the close proximity, so there is a chance of a third party also happening. But look at the mini map. Starlight Esports, well, they are right in the epicenter of the circle.
Please,
with a
and it's
good
in the
composite
Starlight
name.
damage.
So this could be a good game for the
Маш
players of
гоё
Starlight Esports. This is the game to lose from the looks of the circle and from the position which they are in. On the other
За
side,
High Voltage
Tex
Malik
Esports, well, they're
Vibes-ийн
trying to move
артлаас
inside the circle from the northern
Спэйгөө
front, where
суудтаа
the
давхад
plus of
яваад
Dead Eyes
ирсэн.
are placed
Эвгүй
perfectly
байрлалаас явж байгаа Malik.
to gatekeep them, but
Refuse-ийг
Refuse with
суудтаа
the vehicle
давлаа.
trying to make
Яа
a
яа.
quick escape, but that won't be allowed as
Assassin
Malik
дээр
and
гэхдээ knockout
Malik
хийсэн.
is going to
Refuse-ийг
take him
чичээд
down.
гүйцэх
An
хийсэн.
instant
Бүрд
precise
дээр
spray,
нэг
an
лэшнтэй
instant
10 дээр тоглож
confirmation also
байгаа.
coming in
28.
onto Refuse. With that, Abrupt Stairs has also been eliminated. And from the lobby, now we are left with only 9 teams, 27 players remaining.
ITC-ийн
But
map
Malik
volley
is
knockdown
volley
хийсэн. Stellar
is
top
going to
High
take
Voltage
the point,
Assassin-ыг
but Malik is
гүйцээсэн.
not stopping.
Malik
He's
удаан
looking
Dog
for
Malik
more
дээр knock үгүй
points
штэ.
to 3 points. And that
Ay, ay, High
over-aggression
Voltage.
Doc is going to take him down.
Содо
And with that,
толгочтой
the
олж байна.
numbers of High Voltage are also dwindling down. And Doc is still fighting. But the question is, where is
High Voltage
East?
гурван
East
нэшний
is
стер тоглолтыг
also
дуусгасан
engaged in a
ашгүй
fight
гэж
as he's taking
8
some
тийм
50
24.
damage, but
Мапын дээрээс
High
гайс мөрж
Voltage
оржсэн
is
volley.
trying to
Яа
block High
яа
Voltage,
яа
but
яа
Valley
дидайс.
is also in a close
Гайс
battle
ид
with
шанчлаач
the
та
Dead Eyes,
Matrix.
and looks like Matrix Esports
Дидайс
will
гайс
rule it in the
8 дээр
entire
ямар
score
нэг
of
лэшн
Dead
point
Eyes.
тоглолтыг дуусгаж 7 дээр араасан.
Well,
Хингүүд
and with
унсан
that, the
бэ гэсэн
journey
чинь
continues
Сэрим
on
спортын
forth
дамж
right
3
now.
лэшн
Leo
тавьж байгаа
Esports,
дунд
they
швэн
seem
6
to be
тийм
the one
18.
leading the charge with, of course, all 4 players, 7 eliminations
Map байгаа
confirmed
4
for
лэшн
themselves.
point таасан.
Mavtex Esports with one
Mavtex
knock confirmed
Stellar
for them.
ITC Vibes
Baron
Монгол
is
4
going to
баг
drop down.
үндсэн 6 багийн.
Hopefully should be able to get a revival. Or will he? Well, we shall see. But right now, again, Mavtex also going to be in a very decent position from the northern side in the center. Well, kind of in the center, we've got STE looking comfortable for themselves for now. But how long is that going to extend? Because after having
гоё
eliminated
энэ
High
нараад
Voltage,
кейс
they
юм
did
ашиг онж
lose out
байгаа
on one of their
нартай.
players as well. So STE finding
Талгаа
themselves in
нь
the open
машиныхаа
area in the
дээрээ
center.
цөмлөө гараад ирсэн
Are
байх
a
шүү.
3-man squad against a 4-man army of Leo Esports. And
За
looking
тэгээд
at Leo
яг юм
Esports, they've yet to
Startup-ын
enter the
байгаа
zone. They've
position
got a
энэ
2-man
хүү
split
хэсэг бол
coming in from
зүгээр
the high
задгаа
ground. Look at
blank
that. From one side, it's going to be Mr. Smokey and Slipknot, where of course,
Matrix-ийн хүмүүс задгаар заагаар хэрэгтэй болчиход байна. За, Vibes-ээр тоглож байгаа чинь баруун талаас Stalwart-ын баруун талаас Leo Sport, IC Sport талаа Trend to Kill-тэй. Багал руу ат зэрсэж мөргөж явж байна дээ.
In close proximity actually against the players of IHC, and IHC decide to move away from that area in the compound. Or are they going to be creating a flank angle?
Mavtex уртад хамар дорн явж байгаа.
Getting closer and closer to the players of Mavtex.
Зүүн талд Trend to Kill-тэй.
Mavtex is right over there, right in the background.
Зүрийн хоёрын багийнхаа дундуур зүсээд гаруул нэг юм гарах юм.
No idea where should they go. Zeol is just
IC Sport ямар нэгэн санаа алгаа яаж арах вэ гэдэг. Vibes-тэй Leo хайт таймд нугаа төгсөн.
He wants the other teams to take on fights as he knows.
Vibes-ийн Zooki гүйцэж зангид Vibes Sport тавал нэшэнд 6-аар тоглолтыг дуусч 5 тийм 17.
As Stalwart Esports now take on their shots and sprays
against the players of Leo Esports
have been damaged as well. One of the players has already been knocked down.
Vibes Slipknot ганцаараа суулаа үлдсэн Stalwart IC Leo Liquid дээр нокаут өгсөн явж байгаа. IC Zema Trend to Join нокдаун хийгээд авсан. Гоё штэ Zema. Trend to Kill
from the players of STE, but right now it's going to be IHC bringing down the players of TPK as well as Jane goes down. DPK down to a 2-man squad.
Trend to Kill
Not wanting to take on this fight whatsoever at all. Just a minute ago we saw IHC deciding, or maybe they were just deciding at that point in time, should they take on this fight or not? And eventually they decided, yes they will, and that is exactly where they jump on against the compound of TPK. Where we spoke about it, TPK, they had a really long sprint on, a very extended sprint going on, and that in turn has resulted in them losing out on one of the players. Now again, IHC pushed on to the cemetery itself. They've got Reg along with his teammates Yog. Well, will they be able to cover each other? This is a difficult position for TPK to be in.
Place under Trend to Kill knocked out. За Trend to Kill GG болж байгаа юм бол тэгээд үнэхээр одоо болоо өөр юу хэрэгтэй.
Compound is what this is going to be turning out to be. With a 3-team approach coming in from IHC and a 4-man army from Mavtex, this is still going to be an up in the air sort of a conversation. Will IHC be able to dominate, or maybe from the flank angles and the numbers advantage, Mavtex might be able to get this game?
Let's find out. Rig гарч хүлээж байгаа IC Sport
position. He's surrounded by the players of IHC and Mavtex Esports.
Mavtex IC Sport-ын дунд Rig
away from him, and
хачиртаа талхах юм дэ томоохгүй.
Sooner or later someone is going to spot him, because Mavtex and IHC both know there is a player from the side of T2. Rig comes out in the open. Perfect Molotov came from the side of Leo.
Леогоос наашаа нэд Molotov явж зөрөд Rig-с нэд явцсан Леогийн зүг. Леогийн нэд Trend to Rig үзэж Trend to Kill 6 нэшнэ 5 дахь тоглолтыг дуусгаж 4 тийм 11 Stalwart IC Mavtex Leo Sport цаадаа тэмэрчэнтэй. Шигдэг магад хамгийн өндөр хөвтэй багаар мэдээж Mavtex хүн илүүтэй бүтээн squad ярьж байгаа учраас.
They also have to leave the safety of the compounds and have to move inside the circle, where the players of Stalwart Esports are waiting for them. The patience which the players of Stalwart Esports showcased, the good rotation, the good position inside the circle from the side of IGL as well, has resulted in a good position.
Ямар ч гэсэн Монгол баг тамирчны чекнийг идэн гэхдээ хиний чек юм бэ гэдэг нь тоон сонирхолтой байна.
Esports, because IHC and Mavtex Esports, well, maybe they can go for
the
position, and looks like they're already doing so, as Zoel was trying to pip a few bullets in the direction of Kese, and looks like Kese has been reduced to a bit of 20-30 HP. So yes, Mavtex Esports not looking so very good right now.
Slipknot орсон чулуу бараад ороод ирж байгаа юм байна. Stalwart уртлын компаундаас Stalwart зооны захад зоонд багтсан. Юу юм болно энэ заалгаа дээр.
From the other it's going to be IHC. In front is going to be Stalwart Esports, and Slipknot is going to be losing out on his life, but not long before he himself
Map Ball дээр Slipknot нокгоо дөрөв чинь зангид Leo Sport 8-эл нэш мөнгөд ярьж байгаа. Дөрөв дээр тоглолтыг дуусгасан Монгол баг тамирчдын галарсан. Жихэн тулаан хатагч IC Sport зоны центр лөө.
It is of course the king of the Mongolian region right now who will get this chicken dinner, but who will it be?
Yeah, Godless Atlas map Leo ногтаа нүгдсэн.
And what a perfect spray from Leo, resulting in of course Godless going down.
Godless-ийн Atlas нүүрсэд дуусгаж байна. Stalwart-ын 6 дахь нэшн байд орсон IC Sport хоёулаа.
My apologies from Mavtex has resulted in them being in a really good positioning.
Баг харагч хэцүү, харбагч хэцүү байдаг да яг гэсэн дээрээ.
Now it's going to be all up against Stalwart Esports. as IHC is the two-man squad, and two-man squad pushed onto the edge are going to be sprayed on upon not only from one side but from the other from Mavitex as well. As we can see the two-man split.
Байн чулуун мөрөж кавт авч ирсэн. Ээ дуусал цустаа орж ирлээ. Байрныг бараг л унаажлаа сая. Лио IC зиод нокаут өгсөн дуусгаж байна. IC Sports одоо тэмцэнтэй уулзсан. Мэ Байрныг IC Зямаг нэрзүүлээд нокдаун хийсэн. IC Sports руу Mavitex-ийг шахаж байгаа л та одоо.
But while that fight takes place, Stalwart Esports is
Зямаг volley дуусгаж байна. Зангид IC Sports-ийн дөрөвнөөсөндөө 3 дахь тоглолтыг дуусгаж үндсэн бүтэн сквадын эсрэг Stalwart-ийн 3 нэг өргөлтөнд тулааныг хийх ёстой. Гэхдээ энэ дөр Mavitex чиг хийдчихвэл надад илүү дээр байна. Яг л Stalwart overall ranking тэргүүн байруудад явж байгаа учраас Mavitex өөрсдийнхөө оноог урагшлуулахын тулд чиг хийдэг гадар бол хэрэгтэй тоглолт болно.
Hoping and expecting that the revival process has been started. Now the angles which the players of Stalwart Esports are holding, IC is having a good cover for himself, good compound to his name. They're having the maximum control of the circle. Things are looking promising for the players of Stalwart Esports despite having the numbers disadvantage.
Нүрзэд Кейсигийн баруун талаас
With the use of throwables
Top
is
IC
looking for a
замын
knock onto maybe Baron or Leo. But that's not going to happen as the distance is way too much. But Nirzed with that M416, he can bring that opening. And he's trying to get a glimpse onto Leo. But Leo is not moving an inch.
He's not moving an inch at all, and he does not need to move an inch, of course, right now. Because after all, when it comes to the play that is being made from Stalwart Esports, they are the ones who are going to have to somehow just get into a fight against Mavitex, because Mavitex have the cover in their favor. They've got the zone in their favor. All in all this brings down to who will get the first knock. It is a 4v3 situation after all. Where Leo, Volley, of course, Kesse, along with Baron.
Map бас 3-1 гэсэн позишнд ороод ирсэн байна шүү дээ.
And that nade jumping in right here will do it. There's just falls back a little. But at the same time, right now, it is all going to be brought down to how exactly will Stalwart be able to dominate, because the numbers are going to be in their favor, and that nade dropped on is going to be the opening that, of course, Mavitex needed, and it seems like Mavitex, the game is going to be theirs. They do take a loss as well as Kesse goes down, so an equal amount of trade, but still the numbers are going to be favoring the players of Mavitex as they've got a 3v2 situation on their hands. Stalwart Esports is icy, along with, of course, his teammate Tops is getting closer and closer through that smoke across that small little road.
За топ наш планканд IC-ээр гарч гүйгсээр Кэсэг гүйцэгэд авсан. IC гонож Занга топ ганцаараа саалаа. Mavitex хүний хэлтэй шахаад явчихна. За топ-ын артлаас. За тэгээд хүснээр бол Mavitex-ын чиг хийлээ. Монголчуудын хоёр чигэн
Hooray indeed for the fans of
Mavitex-ын бүтээскуудаар яваад маш гоё үр бүтээлтэй сайн тоглолтыг хийж чадлаа.
Needed to bring in this sort of point structure for themselves, and from this game they are going to be walking out with 11 total eliminations, and of course with 10 chicken dinner points. 21 in total find themselves on the 10th in the overall ranking. Hello and welcome back once again right here at PMPL South Asia, where of course the journey continues on week number 2, day number 5, where indeed this is the craziest game that took place right now. Of course, it was so very important for Mavericks to be able to convert a chicken dinner for themselves. Same was the case for Leo Esports as well, and they had a really good run. Slipknot extended his life basically in the battleground for as long as he possibly could, but in the end, of course, that could only be that one team with the numbers advantage going in their favor, and that was Mavericks Esports taking a chicken dinner. Star Wars Esports tried their level best. IHC, from the angle that they jumped into the fight, it was just not right, because after all, at the same point of time, it was Star Wars Esports and Mavericks all defined together against IHC. So a tough luck situation definitely it was over there. But as we continued on forth, of course, the journey still continues. They've got a few teams who are left with one single game remaining for themselves. At the same point of time right now, we're going to be jumping in with a question and of course a conversation with Shadow, who is my co-caster as well as the analyst on the rest. Let's of course bring her right here, right next to me on the stage as we talk about the MVP.
Well, thank you so much, Plotter. And the MVP is going to be Leo OP from the side of Mavericks Esports with 7 eliminations of his own, 754 damage, 1 assist, 348 healing stunts. Yes, the healing done number is bit high, but Mavericks Esports, they were engaged in so many fights. They were fighting with the blue as well at one point. So yes, that could be the reason. But overall, Mavericks Esports, they played it to perfection. OP has credit has to be given to him because of the high elimination number and the way he was able to create some opening. But in the final fight, Starlord Esports were not having too many throwables in their hands. They had good smokes, but the grenades, the molotovs were missing completely. On the other side, for Mavericks Esports, Baron was having 5 nades, 3 molotovs, so they were looking pretty loaded in terms of the resources. But in the top players, we have Liquid also from the side of Leo Esports with 6 elimination of his own.
And with that, we move on ahead towards the match summary, of course. Highest elimination going in favor of Leo OP, which is going to be 7, followed along with Liquid. That's going to be 6 right there from Leo Esports, of course, Liquid. But as we move on ahead towards the side of STE, we've got Tops with the highest damage, and then comes in Kessay, of course, Leo OP's teammate with the highest amount of assists going in his favor. Talking about the entire game itself, we have Mavericks Esports getting the chicken dinner in their favor, 21 total points compared to Star Wars Esports' second position right here with 13 total points is what they got. So Mavericks Esports, they had the momentum in the bag, and all they needed was a conversion, and that they did so perfectly this time around.
Certainly on the bottom, this time we have the players of Deadeye guys. Inconsistency. This is something Deadeye guys needs to deal with. Otherwise, Deadeyes are showcasing very good performance in week number 2 in few of the games. Elementrix Esports, Misery continues sitting on the 15th with only a single point. Seal Esports, again, inconsistency coming in, sitting at the 14th with only a single point. Raw Officials, this day is not going good for the players of Raw Officials, sitting on the 13th with just a single point. Abrupt players also with only a 1 point to their name. But Venom DE, this game was so very crucial for the players of Venom DE, and they've got only 2 points. Let's see where they stand in the overall ranking. Are they still in the top 12, or Triazi has toppled them over?
We shall find out most certainly. In just a matter of minutes, we are going to be moving ahead to talk about that. But look at Deadeyes, guys. Again, I mean, one good game, and the next one they jumped down to the 16th position. So definitely not the team that we anticipated from them, not the gameplay that rather we anticipated from them on this final day of week 2. But hey, that's okay, because after all, they've got week 3 to work with as well. But yeah, every single game in week 3, the pressure point is going to be so very on point and on top of them. And that is something they are going to have to be very, very careful of as to how do they want to approach the entirety of the games in week 2. But for now, again, they're trying, but that is the best thing that they can do, which is to keep trying their level best and push on to get as many points in every single game that they possibly could.
Certainly, every single team is trying, and yes, you have to qualify for the bonus match. At the same time, teams are struggling to qualify for the grand finals. Teams who are sitting on the bottom, like the Plus of Bad Intention, Elementrix, they are sitting on the bottom in the overall ranking, and only top 16 teams will make it into the grand finals. And if you don't get the chance to qualify for the grand finals, well, your bank balance won't get bigger because the prize money is for the grand finals. A major chunk of the prize money is in the grand finals. So you have to qualify, and consistency is the key. If you're consistent from now only, then you can easily qualify. But looking at the schedule, now we are heading towards the map of Senok, a very aggressive map where the players of Group B will be
Зөте
sitting out.
санхүүг мафтер би
And at
зоны
the same
тоглолтод
time,
унжина.
prediction, Lotte,
Эрангл
which
дээр
team
A
you think
зоны
will get
тоглолтод
this one?
унжина.
Well, we've got Group B setting out this time around, so that means Stalwart Esports, Abrupt Slayers, TRZ, as well as Dead Eyes guys are not going to be part of the fight on the map of Sandhawk. That does also mean that all the other teams, there is an all-out war that could be brought on, or maybe a single team that will be able to obliterate the opponents. Now, on the map of Sandhawk, again, I would love to be able to see what the players of T2K are going to be able to do. Can they get a chicken dinner or not? But all in all, for this one, I would say DRS is where my hopes are going to lie, because I have not... hold on. Group C is not even... DRS is not even playing this one. What am I... They are playing.
Yeah.
Yes, all right, there we go. I was just wanting to confirm that, and they are playing. So DRS is where my pick is going to be. I want to be able to see them have at least one good game for the day.
You just read my mind, because I was also about to predict DRS, because DRS tend to perform really good in the map of Senok. Okay, with DRS not there, I'll go with Maptex Esports then.
Maptex also, again, I mean, they have a lot of pressure that they are dealing with right now, but they're utilizing it to perfection and converting it into points. That is the most important thing that they can do, and they're doing it gracefully. At the same point, now the consistency is where the question is. That seems to be missing from them, right?
Sorry to cut you off, but I would like to change my prediction. I want to go with Stalwart Esports, because Maptex had their fair share of victory. Now it's time for Stalwart Esports.
Shocking prediction. Blatter DRS.
Okay. Then I'll go with Maptex Esports.
Maptex Esports, all right. Well. I'm sure the producer has locked our predictions.
Зангад анхны чиглэл хаагаас Camp Charlie чиглэлтэй
and the fight path on our screens is going to be a 4v4 style right now.
NB
Small little map.
Maptex Seal,
That means
IT,
equally exciting opportunities for each and every single team to be able to, of course, participate in good fights and bad fights. That is what the map of Sandhawk does to you. You are going to be, of course, obliterated. You are going to be the ones obliterating your opponents. And then, as you're taking on those fights, there will be a third team that'll jump on into the Autry queues and, of course, try and steal away the glory and get those elimination points in the bag for themselves. That is what the map of Sandhawk is. But the biggest question right now is the fact that Paradise Resort is open, because... oh well, no, it is not open.
Zangata Paradise Resort and
once again, they want to be going up against each other. All right, they've still not decided the ego fights that take on the Paradise Resort. They still seem to be continuing on. Well, once we've seen, actually, they both jump onto Paradise Resort, get their loot, and then completely go separate ways. So will that happen today? Highly unlikely, because it seems like a rivalry is definitely brewing between those two. But will this be the situation where we will see a first blood? Yep, there it is. Director takes us directly to Paradise Resort and NB Esports against the players of I8. And I8 are going to be outside, where NB Esports are within the compound itself. So I8 right now, Viper and Sky going for a flank angle, or are they falling back from the entire Paradise Resort drop? I hope it's the latter, actually, because NB Esports, they're looking very comfortable. They've got a decent amount of loot set up for themselves as well, and since I8 actually dropped outside the compound, I wonder if they actually even have any weapons on them. So the best decision for them would be to fall back from this area. And mate, you need to get that gun reloaded. He was just patiently waiting. There we go. Sek has finally gotten that reloaded as well. As we move away from that team towards 4MV, they are going to be finding themselves at Painan.
Vibes is
with a two-man split coming in. No team they need to worry about just yet, for they are all by their lonesome.
Zone баг центр шахуу байрлал.
But again, this DBS meta that we're looking at again and again. The DBS meta makes it so very tricky to, of course, go up against, and especially in a map like Sandhawk, where the teams are going to be able to utilize it. Though for now, it has been a little bit of a slow start, because we've seen earlier in week 1 as well as week 2 actually on the map of Sandhawk, right off the bat in the first minute itself, A few shots have taken place. A few teams have actually taken exit as well from the lobby. But this time around, it honestly is seeming like I have jinxed the entirety of the day, because it is turning out to be a very, very slow start to the game once again.
Well, it's a slow Senok, but I have a question. What is the player of T2K Rig doing towards the side of cave? I hope it's by mistake, because he's all by himself around the cave area with the players of DE, Venom, or Leo Esports is also present over there, where the rest of his teammates are towards the side of MUNZU. The split that is coming from the side of T2K, I hope this happened by mistake, or he forgot to follow his leader or something. I really hope this was by mistake, because he's not in a safe territory at all right now. He needs to regroup with his teammates as soon as possible. On the other side, talking about Sitim Esports, well, they are towards the Camp Alpha Island. We have the players of High Voltage as well. Sitim, they have to go for early rotation, because it's not going to be so easy to cross that river bank, because if they try and to do so from the boot camp area, well, maybe the players of Raw officials will welcome them. If they try and cross it from the side of Painan, Elementrix is also there, 4MV is also there, and if DRS decides to go for early rotation, they're also present over there. But Steel Rock is going to find one of the player of I8. Well, I8, they had no idea that Rogue is in that very compound, and because of which it has resulted in the numbers of I8 being reduced to only a 3-man squad. Series was going to be a bit happy, and now Rogue is expecting some fight, because the players of I8 might rush in towards their compound, or maybe not, because I8 also looking and aiming for a winner-winner chicken dinner. So Series Sports better be careful. Yes, they do have the resources. When it comes to resources, Sanhok is the best map. You're never short of those resources.
Absolutely, always. Because after all, it's a small map. You're easily able to transfer from one side of the map to the other. And you've got so many compounds to go through that automatically you are going to be, of course, filling up your bag. But for now, as you move away towards the players of the real soldiers, where are the real soldiers at when it comes to the leaderboard itself? Let me just quickly find that out right here. DRS are going to be sitting on the 6th spot with 130 points. Definitely can do better, as we did discuss this earlier at the start of the day as well. They're still sitting on the 6th spot, same as before. I'd see above them on the 5th.
Тэрний шилгээ журамшуулсан дэмжих боломжтой. За, Venom Dash official. DBS-ээс victory speed from Raw officials, but цаалтар нокдаун яз крета дээр яа. Сайхаг мафта DBS татсан тоглогчтой тоглоход хичнээн хэцүү
make that 3 as now one final player remaining. He's not even in the compound. He's at the back angles, at the flank angles. That's going to be Domi, and the nade has been played to perfection coming in from Yetauta, and that will be the annihilation and domination that was needed from Raw officials against a team like Venom DE. That was exhilarating play coming in from Raw officials. What a play, mate. I mean, that is just perfect. Where was this sort of action missing? I mean, we've seen this sort of action from them before. When the team plays synergistically, this is exactly what they need to do every single game. And there is going to be a chance for them to jump in to the top 16 and even, okay, well, top 12, maybe a little too far out there. But being in the top 16 in the grand finals, there is definitely a chance for
Venom DE just said hello to Shotgun DBS and goodbye from the game, but they are not going to be happy at all, because Venom DE, every single game matters to them. They have to survive in top 12, they have to be in top 12, and Raw officials looks like they have kind of ruined their game. But Venom DE, well, they fail. But right now, again, a surprise is coming for the Demo has been taken down by so less, but at UMP45, these SMGs are so potent and powerful in the close range, and that is how Seal Esports, well, they are capitalizing, and now they have managed to get 2 defeat points in their favor. On the other side, IHC, they have to approach very cautiously, because in the map of Senok, you have to be prepared for those surprises coming in, those little shacks, those little compounds. Anyone could be hiding, like the way Chickle was there, and Cuz has managed to take Chickle down, and now High Voltage, they have also been reduced to 3-man squad, and High Voltage, they're at the mercy of the blue. And Elementrix, again, in the map of Sinnoh, going for a bridge camp. Last time they did it in the map of Irangal. This resulted in their early demise. Let's hope this time their bridge camp goes successful.
Let's see if it'll be the case or not. I just hope history does not repeat itself for Elementrix. After all, they need those points. and they keep on doing this sort of a strategy approach, which again for now, let's see how is it going to play out. I'm not going to jinx anything. I'm not going to say anything. I just keep my fingers crossed and hope for the best. With that, we've got T2K Sandesh going down thanks to, of course, NB Esports' play as trades take place between T2K and NB Esports. On the other side, on our screens, we've got I8 against the players of IHC, where Novax has got out all by himself. He does take on 2 shots against the players of IHC and
Alex
breaks down the players. This is incredible conversion from him, but now it's Godless against him, and he jumps on to take on the shot, but Novax all by his own, so I'm not going to be able to do
Godless
much.
вүүфүүс рүү дахиад нокаут IC спортын нэр чинь Godless-ийн бурханлаг тоглолтыг харж идэг шүү.
Of course, 2 of his teammates were lost to the cause.
Ziad revive хийчихээр Vipers need явж байгаа. За solo үзсэн гэж тийм одоо эцсийн мөч хүртэл дуусгах гэж үзэж байгаа. Ziad дуусгасан Viper.
Of course, Zol goes down. Godless with almost 50% health, already obliterated from him. With the DBS in his hand, he might just be able to take this fight, but it is all down to how Viper wants to react in all of this, because these are the only 2 lads from their teams. It's a 1v1 situation between both of them. A DBS could very well do a lot of damage right here, wherein Viper should be careful, but can he deliver a passive spray and burst damage right here to Godless? For now, that's not taken place. The DBS is so much of health talk right now, but sadly, none of them are getting connected. Oh, the reload. This is going to be taking so much time. None of them want to be able to utilize a nade right now, because after all, it will go very well against them, and that in turn, of course, will be the end of Illuminate True. Illuminate True play right there. Had a very good idea as to how you wanted to approach this, but Godless, kudos to this man. Of course, you have to give props where it deserves. All by his lonesome, getting that extended reload. You saw even those few seconds. I mean, that is just enough for the final player of I8 to be able to drop him dead. But that did not take place. Of course, Godless got the better half of that fight, but now he's all by his lonesome. With that, of course, we saw Sealy Sports take on shots and sprays and brought down the player of, I believe, T2K.
Certainly, it was T2K, and T2K have been reduced to a single man.
City Sport. За голын цан high voltage mall-ыг problem.
All these players, the way they're able to clutch and able to bring down the number of the opponents by DBS. Sealy Sports, well, they're still sticking to those SMGs. But yes, Godless, we have seen from the side what Godless can do. And this time, well, he couldn't survive for very long as he was the only man standing, and now IHC, after a valiant effort from the side of Godless, have been eliminated at the 14th spot. Now Sitim Esports, well, they have good compound, looking comfortable, but high voltage. Well, they are also in the close proximity, and Sitim Esports, they do have an idea where exactly the players are. Perfect spray comes in from Dobu, takes
So Cinder knockdown-ыг явуулсан Sitim Dobu багтаа их нийлэн шумаатыг авчирлаа.
Has been made. Malik and Praveen, the only 2 men standing. What can they do when the numbers are not in their favor? Praveen also taking damage from the set of 0. Sitim are looking so strong in this particular fight. The numbers are favoring them. Praveen down to 20 HP. For how long can he survive? Well, Sitim Esports, they can't cross that riverbank area in an open field. And high voltage, well, they
Sid Becker knockout-ыг NB Mondo явуулсан. Becker дуусгаж байна. NB Sport рүүлэн шумаатай.
But Becker grenade
Sealy
also
Sports
managed to take down 1 player from the
Sanch
side of
болон
NB
Souls
Sports.
нүүлдсэн.
Before he get the confirmation, he has been eliminated.
Indeed, that is true. As we push on ahead, the fights continue on through with Skylight's Gaming No Fear. Through the smoke, trying to take down Soulless from Sealy Sports.
Хараад ирүүлээ
And looking at the zone again, quite a lot of colors being showcased right there in the center of that zone. Still anybody's game for the moment. And so many teams yet to enter into the zone. Sealy Sports and Skylight's Gaming are 2 of them. Right next to them, we do have T2K's final player as well, it seems like. Who's going to be making a rotation while these 2 take a fight amongst themselves. And that final player is going to be Reg. Nevertheless, for now, Skylight's Gaming, they have not been, they have an idea as to where the player is from Sealy Sports, but they've not been able to convert that into a point, sadly. Not even a knock for that matter. So, tough luck situation for Skylight's Gaming for sure from this. They've got 400 meters to run for. Now, they did try and extend that spray for as long as they could, but what if Sealy Sports' Sancheer jumps up ahead and tries to take down one of the players, one of the running team players of course, SG, but it seems like that's not possible as Sealy Sports' Sancheer is going to be dropping down.
Sancheer back from the side of NB Esports as
Sancheer not only takes him down, but also brings his demise against
Skylight's No Fear and Biseki Coach Ram. NB Sport рүүлэн шумааттай 10 удаа тоглолт дуусгасан байдгийг 12-39
getting eliminated with 12 teams remaining in this game. 39 players in total. Skylight's Gaming have made a perfect entry into the zone. Well, I mean, they are getting closer and closer into the zone, but at least have taken a perfect exit from that fight, as they've got their flanks taken care of. Right now, running out in the open. I just hope they do not get sprayed upon. With that, the third airdrop, AWM. I've said this before, AWM on the map of Sandhawk always feels like a troll gun for the teams. But hey, if you're comfortable with it, why not go for it?
Well, AWM lovers will always pick that big weapon, be it any map, but right now Scarlet's Gaming, well, Maptex Esports are having a height advantage onto the plus Scarlet's Gaming. On the other side, we have 4MV also going up against the plus of Bad Intention, where Alpha has been knocked down. Now Scarlet's Gaming out there in the open. Better be careful, because Maptex, if they look in their direction, all the 4 players are running around in the open field, and that is not looking so very promising. Yes, AJ is providing the necessary cover fire from the backlines.
Maptex Wally Scarlet mapping low ground das needed cut Nima явуулсан Wally the knockout
is looking for a knock right in the face of Valley, and Valley goes down. The easy confirmation will be made. Maptex Esports better be careful, because Nima with that UMP45 is looking for a second knock, and they do know where exactly the second player is.
Indeed, they definitely know where the second player is, and that, of course, is going to be providing that cover that is required. And with that, it is going to be, of course, Mafia Ninja putting a nail in the coffin as they jump into the zone, or rather try and jump into the zone, but along with that, take on those defeat points in their favor, as they've got 5 defeat points, make that 6, as of course, right now, with the jumping gun action coming in from the side of Novia, he brings down the team, and not only that, but brings down the annihilation of Maptex from this game, as they get eliminated on the 12th rank with 0 eliminations in their favor. Skylight's Gaming, what a game conversion right there from themselves. But again, there are still 10 more teams apart from them. AJ has been dropped down thanks to the Blues, but thankfully his teammate Mafia Ninja is going to be able to bring in that perfect revival right there. And there we go, camaraderie being showcased, as Skylight's Gaming are going to be a 4-man strong army once again. High voltage, Prabeen taken down thanks to the play zone as well. But right here at Painan, it is going to be 4MV against the players of Raw Officials. Interestingly enough, 4MV have been at Painan for a long time. Once again, in the previous game also on Miramar, we saw what a slow poke play was being showcased from the side of 4MV. This time at all, they've done the exact same thing. They've kind of slowed down their pace of the game. They held themselves right here at Painan until another team came into the vicinity. And right now it seems like it's going to be Raw Officials. But is there a fight?
Plays in the Scarlet AG knockdown.
We have still not given away their position.
Certainly for MV, they are not giving away their position, but Sitim Desert, he's at the mercy of the blue Elementrix, especially Frag is placed perfectly to decimate Desert in the situation. Only 2 remaining. For how long can he survive? He has to move inside the circle. The slowly at a snail pace, he's crawling his way inside the circle, but it is not enough as it is stage 4 circle. This blue is going to give a lot of damage. On the other side, Estra is also picking up the remaining players of Sitim Esports. Well, he did manage to land a good shot, but not enough to take down the player. Now, Elementrix still at the periphery of the circle. We have the plus of DRS. They have the numbers advantage. GRS always performed really good in the map. Good as he takes on no fear from the side of Scarlet's Gaming.
Well. Let's see how exactly is this going to fare out right now.
Raw Scarlet Mafia Ninja болон Nima замын урталт голын урт Vibes.
Of course, 2 individual teams. This is going to be a tricky conversion for them with a 3-man squad from their side. As we can see, from one side it's going to be Raw Officials, from the other we had 4MV that SG is trying to, of course, dominate against. Mafia Ninja as well as Nima right now getting pushed out upon from the players of Raw Officials, as from the front is going to be yet out. Alongside that, a perfect knock coming in right there, and not only a knock and annihilation, and of course a complete turnover where Raw Officials have gotten 6 defeat points, and they are still not yet deterred. Claw was dropped down, but the revival will be provided right there. From Painan, Skylight's Gaming get eliminated, but Raw Officials move on strong with all 4 players still surviving. 4MV, another team that is yet to make a marker in this lobby. The slowpoke play coming in from their side has not resulted in much just yet. And then comes in another team that's been playing, of course, towards a slowpoke performance. That's going to be DRS. They're playing like a snail's pace. And with that, Entry Frag got so very close right there to Kilobyte T's nade. But just in the nick of time, he was able to, of course, change his position. He has absolutely no idea or wait. He does, it seems like. He has been able to spot. And this nade coming in from Delta could very well be the end of Entry Frag right there. Incas goes down from Delta's nade. Entry Frag is still going to be able to survive right next to, of course, his vehicle. But for how long? Look at this nade being dropped down on the face of Entry Frag, but still not going to be able to do much. Elementrix.
Vibes took bad intentions to form the knockout.
This nade has to do a little bit of damage. Entry Frag does take a little bit of damage from this nade. And so does the vehicle, I'm sure, because the vehicle is still alive. The vehicle is still providing a lot of cover to Entry Frag.
Bad intentions,
as his health goes down a little bit more, he seems like he's going to get into his vehicle. Maybe patch himself, or maybe even run away. Not entirely sure what his plan is, but the smoke has been applied. That seems to be providing him with the opportunity, but never mind that. Not entirely sure what he wanted to do, because it's not really proper first aid, not any move from that location. He was just hoping to see if at all DRS overpeaks that area. Did not, ended up resulting in, of course, them getting eliminated, and DRS with an easy 3 picks right there, move into this game, move into this fight, and open up the points for themselves.
On the other side, the last man of High Voltage has also been picked off, and High Voltage also beats by with 0 elimination points at 8th spot. And Raw officials, not just Raw officials, the majority of the players in the lobby are having shotgun in their hands, especially DBS. Even the players of 4MV are playing with the DBS meta. Well, I have to say the shotgun meta better be nerfed. Right now, the players of T2K rigged so very close to the opponents, and Desert out there in the open made a very big mistake, and East with that UMP 45 capitalized and instantly brought demise to him. Now Sitim Esports rescue mission is going on, but still better be careful, because they are up against one of the strongest team in the lobby, that is 4MV. With the numbers advantage in the favor of 4MV, Sitim are not looking so very strong.
Let's see, with 7 teams and 20 players remaining in this lobby, Raw officials, the team that seems to be leading the charge. 4MV have finally opened up their private field.
Rules зөөж vibes for Santal Noctam's rules зөөж гүцэн.
And he will not be allowed to take cover right there. And along with that, Refuse takes on 1 defeat point for himself, and along with his team as well. 4MV, again, this team, there is nothing that can stop them. It seems like DRS are going to be jumping in with a 3-man squad right here against the players of 4MV, with the DBS is going to be doing quite a lot of damage. And look at that positioning from Refuse right there. Oh, what a jerry can placement. That could have been the annihilation of DRS's players, but for now they seem to have made an entry onto this compound.
DRS Gaming.
Again, in the vicinity is going to be 4MV, so what exactly are DRS
Vibes Esports in position
wanting to take care of, I wonder. Because for now, they've lost out on rules, but the other 3 players have all gotten 1 elimination point for themselves. They are at the edge of the zone. They know this compound is taken over. Refuse is going to be in that compound, but he's on the ground floor. The nade comes on top of the floor. East Jira against
Vibes in
seems to be getting eliminated right here. With 1 final player remaining, he also is going to be burnt down. With that, it is going to be 4 teams remaining right now.
CD Sport half their
also getting eliminated on the first spot with 6 eliminations.
Vibes.
Oof, this is a chaotic Sandhawk. Most certainly moves all the way down to 4MV spine on. But right now, it is the DBS meta that is definitely moving in with the rock solid performance. On the other side of this stream is going to be Raw officials. And on the backlines is going to be DRS. DRS with a 3-man strong army. Leo Esports, I wonder where they're at. They can bring in quite a lot of annihilating play in this fight as well. But for now, it seems like 4MV against Raw officials are going to be the ones. Or maybe Leo Esports are also standing along. As we can see in the kill feed, it's going to be Raw officials against the Leo Esports, as Zordi takes on those shots against Leo Esports. And that in turn has resulted in, of course, the players of, well, DRS on the other side of 4MV getting eliminated. But right here, when it comes to Raw officials, they have been able to obliterate the possibility of Leo Esports getting into a decent game for themselves. But boy, oh boy, and all, Raw officials and 4MV go head-on-head against each other. Right now, the nades being brought on from the side of Raw, from the side of 4MV, are resulting in players going down from Raw. 2 players remain, both on a split end on this compound. Apex, along with his UMP in his hand, is trying to poke out where exactly is this player. It seems like his teammates are going to be able to do it all, and now it's Zordi, the final player, who's going to be put down, and maybe not with a perfect controlled play right here. He's going to be able to take one shot and bring down 2 players and 2 points to his team. For, of course, 4MV has the number to lose, and that in turn will give them the chicken dinner. But an incredible play right there from Zordi from Raw officials, because this is the kind of game that was needed from them, as I was calling it in the previous games post segment as well. Raw officials is one of those teams that if they keep on playing their cards right like this, they're going to be in the top 16, maybe even in the top 12 to be a part of the bonus game.
Well, certainly the DPS supremacy coming in from the side of Raw officials was they annihilated the players of Venom DE and later on moved ahead, tried to take down the players of 4MV, but it was 4MV, the domination that came from their side. 13 elimination, total of 23 points, and sitting on the top in the overall ranking. 4MV, they were the unstoppable force in this one.
За ингээд лайв стримийг би одоо хүчээр өндөрлүүллээ шүү манайхаа. Яг тосон хоолой бүрсөөгөө дээд өнгөрөөж гарахгүй яахан саарлаад ингээд бэлчд юм байна. Ингээд кастыг сэтгэл нь хайж ин өөрөө ч гэсэн каст хийж үзмээр байна. Гэхдээ яагаад ч болохгүй одоо ярихаар бүр ингээд шивээд байгаа юм шиг өвдөд. Одоо автер гарч имтан авч угаад магаш нэг өдөр имтан аваад тэгээд хоёр дахь кастер эргэж уулзъя, хоёр дахь хаг авнаа. Одоо л ингэж шууд дуусгахаар шийдлээ. Манайх YouTube хуудснаас PUBG Mobile Pro League Soft-ш 2023 гэж бичээд лайв стрим гэж бичээд хараад үзчихье.
And we are done with the 4 games of today. And Sanok 4MV again. Blotter gets a winner chicken dinner. Is there any chance that any team can topple over 4MV in the overall ranking?
Хамтаас баярлалаа. Өнөө шилжсэн баярлалаа. Надад санаа тавьж комент хийж байгаа та нартай баярлалаа.
I honestly don't think that's possible anymore. What? This is the 8th or 9th chicken dinner coming in favor of 4MV in total.